Good morning, you guys. I know that it is early, but I woke up out of my sleep and I decided to get on. I'm gonna see who's on. It's almost like 4 in the morning. I don't expect for a lot of people to be up. Maybe just I only expect maybe like a few people to be up. If nobody gets on, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wait. But I'll see who's on. I see one person is on. That's up at 4 in the morning. I woke up out of my sleep. I see two people. Hey Sean. Hey, DK Daddy. I had to get on here and talk about the dream that I woke up out of. I had to. I see four people on here. If it's two people coming and it's four on here, child. Oh my God, it's like 20 people up. 901 King Deshaun is up. I woke up out of my sleep. I normally be asleep. Good morning, Miss Miss what's that? Epi Miss Epidemic. Miss Epidemic. Hey, Dennis. Y'all up lurking too. Either Smiling T. Either y'all at work. Either y'all at work or something. Y'all up lurking. You still at work, okay. Y'all know I had to get up. I don't know. The dream was just so there are certain dreams that I have. I think I've always spoken about how I've always been real gifted in dreams. And they've always been very profound. Like I'm at work trolling the YouTube screen. I mean, I was just asleep and woke up out like I had a dream and I woke up out of my sleep. And the last thing I heard like was my dad's voice. Lord have mercy. It's something, right? Um Kansas City Mac. Salute. Shout out to Kansas City. I got family in Kansas City, Missouri, and I got family in Kansas City, Kansas. Oh, thank you, Carolina Number Child, for being a new subscriber. Anyways, y'all, I kind of feel like a weirdo being up, like just what, but I had to get up. Like I woke up out of my sleep, and y'all know, like I said, I don't know if y'all remember me saying, "Thank you, Kansas City," and that I had always been gifted in dreams, right? Okay, and I've always like if I dream something like it's like I see it and it comes to pass, right? And I had been told that y'all know I had told y'all some stuff about as it relates to the Young Dogs case that there was supposed to be. I said that some weeks back there's supposed to be something. I heard that something is supposed to happen in November. Okay. Whether it's gonna happen or not, I don't know, but the person that told me is very credible. Okay. Um, I know that they had told me about hey Anissa when something was gonna happen before it happened, it just happened a little later. Okay. Like a month later or something like that. And so in my dream, the reason I woke up out of my dream, I was dreaming that I had walked into this room, right? Wow, and it just seemed so real. And young Dolph was standing there like with this long black coat on. He was standing there and he was packing his stuff on the bed. Like he was packing his stuff to go. And I walked in there and I said, "You're leaving?" Like it seemed like to me I was saying something to him in my dream, like you get ready, you leaving or something. And he said, "Not yet, but it's almost time for me to leave because I'm almost finished." And the last thing I remember was my dad. I could hear my dad. I did not see my dad. Like it was like we was in a house, and I could hear my dad said, "Hey, gal, leave him alone. Come on, get back to work. You always stopping. You got to finish." It was so weird. But to walk in there and see, that's the second time that I've had a dream about young Dolph. The first time I had a dream about young Dolph is weird because I've only met young Dolph one time. I met him, and I guess it wasn't a meet. He was standing in this chicken place in Whitehaven called Debo's Hot Wings. And he had walked up to me, and I was standing in line, and he was like, "Hey, little mama," I believe that's what he said. "Hey, little mama, can I ask you a favor?" He was like, "Can I pay for your food? Can I pay for your food? And I ask you to do one thing, and that is, will you listen to my album?" And so everybody that was coming in, he was paying for their food, asking them to listen to his album. He was a promotion genius, right? I had never heard a young Dolph or anything like that. But that's what he was doing. He was sitting in there eating chicken, and as people came in, yeah, Debo's on Elvis Presley. As he people was walking in, I just happened to be one of those ones that had ordered some chicken, and he was paying for their food, asking them to listen to his album. Right now, I wish I had kept it. Y'all know I went into that. But that was really nice of him. I think about that now. That was like a genius situation, to go sit in the midst of the hood, okay, and buy people's food and tell them about and ask them to listen to your album. Hey, Stan G, it's a lot of people up. Good man, great heart. God bless you, all the people in attendance in this live. Thank you, good man, great heart. And so I woke up out of my sleep, I was like, wow, something is definitely like getting ready to it's gonna it's imminent, hell, I was told November, but I mean, just with seeing that in my dream, with seeing him packing his stuff, getting ready to go, because he said he's almost done. He said, "No, I'm not getting ready to go right now, but I'm almost finished." And remember, I told you guys when I dreamed about him, that was like back in January. That was the first time I dreamed about him. And he was standing in front of City Hall with his door open, his car door open, and he was standing there tall. And I walked up to him, and I was going to walk away. He said, "No, come back. Don't think because I haven't been down there with y'all that I don't want to be around y'all, or I don't want to be with y'all." He said, "It's just that I've been working." And he started kind of naming everything that he was doing, right? He started naming all the work that he was doing. And I found it. Remember, I told y'all, I said I woke up out of my dream, and I started thinking about Dog, the way that his car was positioned. Like he was not parked on the street. It was like he was parked right almost in front of the door of City Hall. And the way that his vehicle was positioned in my dream, and the way he was standing in front of City Hall with his door open, but he was also standing in a position uh pointed towards north, where the FBI building is right there next to City Hall, right? Then it says your dad was telling you to focus on the work you have to do and don't lose sight when he said that. That's a good, you know what? I that's a good. Yeah, I did not even think of it like that. You're right, Dennis. But and I guess also in seeing young Dolph packing up, saying that, I said, "You get ready to go." He said, "Not yet, but I'm gonna be leaving soon. I'm almost finished." And he was constantly, he didn't look up at me. He was constantly, packing, you know. So when I woke up, and then when my dad, the last voice I heard was my dad, and I jumped up out of I woke up out of my sleep. I was like, wow, that's something, you know. It shows that, like I said, the person had told me, and the person that told me would know, that something was going to happen in November. That's probably why y'all hear a lot of other folks saying it, because they was in my members. They secretly be in my members. So when now you're hearing folks saying something gonna happen in November, that's because they already know. If I heard it from a credible source, you could take it to the bank that something is gonna happen. And so that's the reason why I always tell people to make sure to stay positive. With God showing me that, you know, with God showing me that it's almost like it's imminent, you know. But of course, the person that told me is also credible too. Hello, Tamara. God is working it out. Keep the faith and keep going. Thank you, Betty Jones. Um, yeah. So that's why I always tell people, don't get discouraged. The enemy comes to steal, kill, and destroy. As I always say, I don't have anything to gain. Oh, you know, do I have a connection with the police department? I have a connection with some other people simply because I worked with them before, right? Um, so when people get on here and they try and discourage folks and make them think that nothing is going to happen, or that there's some type of injustice. I really hate when people do that, you know, because there are a lot of people that got their heart in this situation. They have their heart in this. They truly really want to see young Dolph, okay, um, receive justice in totality. Hey, Yam, receive justice in totality, and it is in my belief that it's about three people that they have. They really got more. People are just not looking at it for what it is not paying attention. They really have more. They just don't, because I guess because they're not charged with the murder at this point. People don't. He's not at peace yet until whoever or whatever it takes to get justice when he will be done. When he will be done. Yeah. And when I saw him packing, in my dream, it kind of when he said, "Not yet, I'm not done yet." I said, "You leaving?" He said, "Not yet, but I'm almost finished." So I guess it just goes back to dream. Had my first dream about him in January, where he was down standing in front of City Hall, down there by City Hall, and the FBI is down there. And then to dream about him last night. And I know a lot of people said, "But you blog on the case and not a lot." No, that's not why I dreamed about him, because it's not. I blog on the case all the time, and I don't have dreams about him all the time. My dreams have always been very profound, and God sends them um to Dima, I'm getting ready to send you the link. If you could click it, you could come up. If you can't, you don't have to. If you can't come up, you don't have to. So that's why I say, you guys, I've been saying it, okay, to I've been saying it to just hold on because he's getting justice. If he wasn't, I would never try to uphold anything that or uphold any corruption or anything like that. Those investigators don't have a reason to not get justice for a young Dolph. They don't. Um, if they weren't working, they never would have got who they got in the beginning. Okay. Um, well, hey, my people. In my case, and good morning, because I just got to work. You know what? I woke up out of my sleep, and with the dream that I had a dream about young Dolph. When I woke up out of my sleep, the dream was just, hey, Demon.
Hey, baby, what's going on?
Oh, nothing much. I tell you, what you think about that dream? My dreams have always had meaning, always.
Well, you know what, Tam, when you are covered by the blood of the Lamb, He has blessed people with the ability to have visions and see things and just forethought. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And, it's not the first time that you said that, you just feel in your spirit that something is coming. And plus, you have someone who is a source, a credible source uh, relaying this information to you that something is going to happen in November.
Mm-hmm.
So, my thing is, and like told you in a comment a little earlier, sometimes, and not sometimes, all the time, we have to move out the way and let God work. And what I mean by that is, and I'm not talking about blogging on the case, I'm talking about people throwing all this mess in the atmosphere. I'm talking about people harassing people, thinking that they're getting justice or some kind of sick, twisted justice. That's not justice for him. To me, if you truly want justice for Dolph, you have to stand out the way and let God do His work, right? Because as long as you're in the way, He can't work. And we have to have faith that He's going to bring this case home, and He's truly going to give Dolph justice and totality, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we have to believe that because, see, as you say, faith without works is dead. We can't say, oh, yeah, God is going to bring it home, and then turn around and say, well, I'm still worried that, he's not going to get justice. You can't have it both ways. And I'm talking
Right.
about for the people that are doubting Thomases, right? Can't be a doubting Thomas. And on one hand, you flip flop and you say, well, God is going to work it out. And then on the other hand, I don't see nothing happening. I don't see any justice coming. And I don't think, I think these people are going to slide through. Well, that means we're not trusting God.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And the thing I have to understand is I know a lot of people get very anxious when they start hearing certain things. And I think people want to give people that type of anxiety, to try to make them believe that nothing is going to happen, you know. But you have to think about it. It is in my belief that Cornelius and Straight Drop were two of the people that was out there. Cornelius and Straight Drop got two top attorneys. You better know if they weren't out there. Cornelius was having bond hearings, right?
Mm-hmm.
All of a sudden they just dissipated. They just stopped.
Mm-hmm.
If I don't think it has anything to do with trying to keep him protected. If they had grounds for him, if he didn't do this, his it seemed like to me he'd be out, right?
Oh, absolutely. I think we said that a long time ago. What was it that stopped him from pursuing getting out on bond? Uh, there's something to it, right? So, yeah,
Mhm.
I think, and then when we hear people getting discouraged, we have to look at the source of what's entering their ear gates, right?
Mhm.
So when people start doubting because they heard one thing or the other, then we have to go back and ask, well, where did you hear this? Why are you so discouraged? Where are you getting this information from? And then once they reveal where they're getting it from, then you just kind of throw your hands up in the air and say, oh boy, okay. And you have to laugh it off. You have to brush it off because um, at the end of the day, people been eating off Dolph going on 2 years now, right? So
Mhm.
anything to keep the narrative spinning and to keep people coming to listen, right? So nobody's going to listen to someone that don't have some kind of new trash to put into the atmosphere. People like garbage, people like junk.
Mhm. Mhm. They do. And I don't have any elaborate schemes or any junk to give anybody, you know. Somebody I was looking at my Facebook, someone had sent me a message and they was like, well, you know, the DOJ has taken over Young Dolph's case. I just don't think he gonna. I don't want no smoke with you, but I just don't think he gonna get any justice unless DOJ solves it. I said DOJ don't investigate a
What
case.
is, yeah, what does DOJ have to do with
DOJ
this case?
DOJ is the Department of Justice. DOJ only comes in to investigate an agency if they feel like there has been some and if there has been some, you know, like what happened with Tyree Nichols. So
Right.
what happened with
Mhm.
Tyree Nichols has the Department of Justice investigating or coming in and looking at files and stuff as it relates to MPD to make sure that they have policies and things of that nature has been followed. So what they do is they go over to internal affairs and they look at the files that have been filed against police officers, right?
Mhm.
And they look at it to make sure that investigated to and make sure that internal affairs follow policy, okay, based on um whatever their findings were, you know, whatever their however the officer was disciplined, or if the officer was, if it was unfounded, right? So they kind of
Mhm.
look at that to make sure that protocol and procedures, where if there are any other officers, 'cause I know I'm on late up in here, they can vouch, or anybody that works for the police department, they can vouch for that. The Department of Justice is will not investigate a Young Dolph's case.
Well, people say what sounds good, Tim. I mean, let's just kind of call it what it is. Let's call uh, a spade, right? If it sounds good, whether they know what they're talking about or not, they're gonna put it out there. Um, and it's basically what content bait, clickbait, right?
Mhm.
And not really fully understanding the different capacities of these different agencies and how they work. So if you don't understand uh, in what capacity they work in, and you just throw it out there, and then you got people rolling with the BS, then of course, people are going to roll with that. The same way that they were saying that Straight Drop is going to take a plea. Like you said, you hadn't heard that, but at the end of the day, just because nobody's really heard that doesn't mean that it's not so. I mean, we would love to see him take a plea, but it's just that nobody has really heard that. So my thing is, where are you getting this information, right?
Right.
Yeah. So that's what it is. People do whatever they're gonna do to keep people coming back for more garbage. Yeah.
That's true. And like I said, the first thing, and I don't know why, but the first thing when they hear certain things, the first thing they do is they start lighting my email or my messenger up. Well, Miss T, you know, I don't know if they be wanting for me to have a comeback, or people send them to say to her, go say this to her. Let's see what her rebuttal is gonna be. I know sometimes, you know, there are a lot of people that truly want justice for him. And when they
Hmm.
feel down, you know, they'll especially if they've heard some crap, they will reach out to me and say, you know, Miss T, I wanted to believe you, but I don't know if Straight Drop them did. Do you think they really did? You know, Miss T, I don't think they're gonna have enough information to prosecute them. I just think they're gonna have to let them walk. Okay, if they didn't have, they got top lawyers. If they didn't have enough, they'd be out.
They sure
See,
would. And
that's what people kind of want people to believe.
mhm, yeah, absolutely. And if they didn't have enough, like you said, they getting paid. These attorneys are getting paid top dollar, so they would have been fighting for the bond, right? So
Mhm.
we don't see them doing that. People see, people have to use their common sense. You cannot believe everything that you hear. And when it comes to this Dolph case, it's so many layers to it. Um, People have to understand that the authorities have not given an update, right? We haven't seen them talk about Dolph's case really as far as a press conference is concerned. It was right after that happened to Dolph that they did a press conference. But since then, we haven't seen them do a press conference. And of course, people want to spin that into, well, MPD is hiding information from the public. They're hiding information and they're doing this and they're doing that and they're involved and Chief Davis and the Scorpion unit and yada yada. When you actually combine all the garbage and start sifting through it, I think that anybody with a brain can really sift out truth from fiction, right? You have to use your brain and say, why aren't these high paid attorneys seeking a bond for them if they weren't involved, right? That would be their legal right to have a bond. Yeah. So obviously, they're not seeking one for a reason. There's a million pages, almost a million pages of discovery for a reason, right? The feds are on this case for a reason. See, after the video you did yesterday about the feds, even making a 21 uh, person bust. My thing, and I think I heard Cypress or somebody say, oh, they just little dudes off the street. Well, these are the same little dudes that help aid and abet in these types of crimes, right? So
Mhm.
in the back of my mind, every 21 that they arrest, especially federally, uh, by federal agents, that's a good thing because they have ties. See, all of these little guys are connected to some type of gangs, to some type of the same street activities and stuff like that.
Mhm.
So for everyone that they arrest, to me, that's a good thing because it could also help bring closure and justice for other people that have met their demise at the hands of senseless gun violence, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. So yeah, they streak, and then the best kind to arrest. I don't know, where Cypress was coming from with that, but in the back of my mind, then the best kind to arrest. We don't want to arrest Forrest Gump. No, we want to arrest the street guys because see, they have the answers to a lot of this stuff that's happening out here in the streets, and we want justice for families that are still seeking answers to what happened to their loved ones.
And these street dudes, they're the main ones that really know what they're very resourceful, and a lot of them, depending on the type of trouble that they in, they be willing to talk. And see, the thing about it is, that's why I tell people they can't be double-minded now. Either you want justice for some of these people, or you don't, because you can't say, well, I want justice, I want them to get justice, and then try and talk bad about the person. Hey, when they tell what happened, oh well, he a rat. I mean, what you talking about? That's the only that's one of the reasons that crime is so bad in the streets now.
Hmm.
People want it both ways. You can't have it both ways. It's got to be one or
That's
the
right.
other. Do you want justice? Yeah, I want this crime to stop. I want justice. Well, I mean, when people start telling what happened, you can't shame them.
You know what, Tim? I'm gonna tell you something. I'm just gonna keep it real. You and everybody in the chat, and whoever's listening. My take on this whole thing, whereas whereas you are concerned, people saddle up next to you because they know that you are bona fide, credible, and that you have credible sources. And you have always kept it a thousand, a thou wow, right? So they
Mhm.
saddle up next to you And they say they want justice for Dolph, but I think the whole ulterior motive is to get you to maybe perhaps confide some things in them, get a little information so that they can take it back. Because see, at the end of the day, they're not really on the same team with Pre and Dolph artists. They're just not, right? Because all you have to do is sit back and fold your arms and listen and use your eyeballs to see what type of time they're really on. But they saddle up next to you for the credible source information. Okay. And a lot of times it's a fishing expedition. You see what I'm saying? So when you got somebody saying Straight Drop is going to take a plea deal, sometimes people put stuff out there in the atmosphere and then people start emailing you, Miss T, is that true? Is that true? Is that true? Because it's a fishing expedition, right? They want to see if you're going to confirm or deny it, right? Because they really don't know themselves if that's true. They just throwing it out there because they're fishing. So they need some confirmation on what's really going on so that they can really take that true information back. See, because it's all, the truth is in the details. And if you don't have those specific details, then how can you possibly tell the truth?
Yeah, I believe you're right, because I don't know who put that out.
I
I'm
do.
sure.
I do.
Oh, you do? Oh, okay. I
Yeah,
was gonna say.
I told you that the other morning. Yeah, where I heard it from.
Oh, okay. Well,
Mhm.
send me a text to tell me again, because I didn't remember. But who you're right. You have to think about too. Some of these people was put on here to um for they get paid by some of the, from
Yeah.
day one, some of the people
Mhm.
that did this to Young Dolph. So I guess they do think that they're clever enough to start putting out certain stuff. They know it's not true. They've been doing it from day one, with the crap that they put out, talking about he was laid at the cookie. He was, I for the life of me, I still kind of I chuckle when I hear, when I see, not that people said that he was killed days before and went and laid at the cookie shop, but that people believed it. That's something I don't, at first I thought, is this for real? Like, are these are these just trolls? I know that a lot of them was trolls that was spreading it, but to just actually see that other people that I thought was sane thinking people, and people don't have to think like me, but it was obvious that that was not true, that he was killed days before and they took him and laid him at that cookie shop, and people believed it.
And yeah, they believe it. And guess what? Today at 4:19 in the morning, they still believe it, right? Because they're still saying it. So, I've always just felt blessed to have my own discernment and sanity to pick through, like I say, picking through the garbage. Um, what did I say the very first time that I ever came up on your platform, Tam? What did I say? I said the whole narrative spinning is basically to confuse people, right? So they're trying to tank the potential pool of jurors. We know that the jurors are going to come out of Shelby County, not unless this case is moved to another county, right? But so
Mhm.
far as it stands, it's going to be tried in Shelby County, right?
Mhm.
So these clowns get on here because they know that if any of them happen to go to trial, that these jurors are going to be picked from a pool of citizens out of Shelby County. So I'm sure probably half the black population in Shelby County is following this case closely. So they can get on here and say, hey, ET came from planet Z and landed on the earth and scooped off up and smuggled him away and then brought him back to the cookie shop days later. So if they can say that and people believe it, and guess what, one of them 10 people that listen and believe it, they may be one of the 10 that get called for jury duty, right?
Mhm.
So when it comes time for deliberations, that'll be the one holdout, you
Mhm.
know You have a holdout because in these cases, all you need is one holdout, right? Because
Mhm.
they've been taking in so much crap by following this case. They'll be sitting up there in the damn jury deliberation room saying, "Oh no, y'all wrong," because he was placed at their cookie shop days before. I heard people saying that. So that's the truth. And then they'll hold out. No, I'm not voting guilty. I'm gonna vote not guilty. Because see, this is what these people are doing, and I wouldn't be surprised if some of these folks got ties to attorneys. Some of
Mhm.
these what they call it. Interns and stuff that get
Yeah,
out here and
that's
write
what
these
you get a
scripts.
lot of interns that are on here and stuff to they put them on here to spread situations. The attorney's been doing that. I remember when, I don't mean no harm, but when Straight Drop had Ganguly as an attorney, he had trolls on here that was relentless. And
Yeah,
when Ganguly, he changed Ganguly as an attorney, that a lot of those trolls that was going crazy about Straight Drop kind of went away.
they went away. Right. So if you can get people to send scripts and narratives and hey, put this out there in the atmosphere, um, and say that it wasn't my client. Yeah, I need y'all to say it don't look like them. The build is different. If you can Photoshop the pictures and add a white piece of trimming or add something to the Photoshop, because Photoshopping, is nothing more than software. Anybody that knows the software can Photoshop anything, right?
And they
So,
photoshopping stuff like 40 going north on here. I'm telling you.
girl, yes, yes,
And
putting cars.
you could tell when people are up for no good because hey, they get mad when people's narratives or when people when they put out stuff and folks say, I don't believe that. And you, hey, that that's not it, because if it's about one thing, if you believe what you say, you don't really care about what other people when other people don't agree with you.
Yeah, and you know what I've never understood, Tam? I've never understood the so-called big bad internet woofers haven't gone down to 201 Popular and asked MPD for the footage.
Absolutely.
Go
They come
ask
on
them for
my
the
page.
footage.
They come on my page. Where the footage at? You a damn
Yeah,
man, you bitch.
but y'all ain't went
Come
down
on
there
my
to
page.
the police station and asked them for it. All you got to do is go down there and ask them for it and see
They'll
what
send a
they tell
woman.
you.
They're not, the men are not gonna do it. They send these women.
These robots, huh?
So yeah.
Girl, I
Now True
mean,
Results might do it, but
but you ain't
other
you
than
ain't going down there either because he tried to call himself holding some kind of damn $5,000 scam. Some of y'all give me up to $5,000. I'll get you the footage of young Dolph. And I think me after I got on your platform and said you can put out some Dolph footage if you want to and see how well that goes.
yeah, they
Because see,
came up to my
you
page
put something out
and
like
asked
that,
my
that's going to be interfering with an ongoing investigation, right? And a
fault.
federal investigation.
They came
So,
up, they was mad at me. I had people, and see, that's why I said people believe anything. They came over
girl,
to my page and I like True Results, but I understood. I don't know what True was told. Maybe he was misinformed. I understood that Cornelius could not have anything as it relates to a copy of what happened at the cookie shop in his sale. And I couldn't believe that people believe that.
mhm. Yeah, they believe it, and they will sending that money in. And I said, hey, at the end of the day, we all know that crack is whack. But when you so whacked out that you are going to believe that you're actually getting ready to look at this footage and you sending this money to this person, and I'm not putting True on blast. Don't get me wrong. I'm just putting it in a sense that people believe anything, right? And
Yeah.
people have got to understand that there are consequences to interfering with a federal investigation. And
Mhm.
my thing is, I really felt like they were getting ready to use him as a crash dummy. And that's why I say, and I agree with you, people do any damn thing for a dollar. I really truly believe that maybe somewhere out there somebody does have it. And I think that they thought that they were going to leak that video through him. But I think he learned better sense, or maybe he got word, or maybe he heard us over here on your live one night saying you can put video out there if you want to and see how well that ages. Okay, because you will be behind bars for interfering with an open and ongoing investigation, right? If they wanted us to see the footage of Dolph walking in the cookie shop, see people so retarded. I just want to see him walking in. And okay, so after he walks in, what else is that going to tell you? You feel what I'm saying? What is that going to do for you?
Mhm.
They already said he walked in the cookie shop. They said
Mhm.
that early on.
And the police got video of him walking in the cookie shop. They got video of him pulling up, and they got video of the direction that he came from before he got to the damn cookie shop, because they was
Yeah.
able to pull the sky cam, and they went and got all of the video from the cameras from around that area, so they know exactly what direction he came from.
Oh, girl, yes. And it's just so ridiculous. And I don't know why people, or just the general public, feel like they have to share with the population all the details of their investigation. It wouldn't be an investigation if they gave us all the damn details, right? So now you're giving the criminals a chance to come up with alibis and go after witnesses and make false statements, right?
Mm-hmm.
This investigation is too deep and this case is too deep for them to do a news conference every other week or every month updating the public about their findings. They're not going to do that because, see, the uh, ambush to the criminals is going to be the element of surprise when they get them in an interrogation room and start throwing questions at them, right? Because when
Mm-hmm.
you're in an interrogation room and you're getting questioned and pounded with questions, um, and Tam, I'm sure you took the class reading body language. These
Mm-hmm.
investigators know when so they got somebody in front of them lying, right?
Mm-hmm.
They know how to ask questions
Previously in
and
their
then ask it again in a different way and trip you up.
Yeah, they taught that to us when I was going through the academy. They teach you all of this stuff. So, um, hey,
Yeah.
they, I like I said, the initial plan was to send vloggers to get on here to really to find witnesses so that they could take them out.
And they were doing that, right?
And they had some vloggers, a couple of them that was doing that. And so the
Hmm.
FBI got involved with that. So now what they're doing is trying to, since they can't witness tamper, they're really trying to jewelry tamper.
And guess what? They still doing it because anytime you got somebody so-called saying quit was walking into a hardware store, that means you're still doing it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What is your point in following this man
Because
around? Are you
Quit
trying to
is
harm
probably
him? Or,
right. Quit is going to be probably Quit. We already know Orange Mound Quit is going to be play an intricate, rather regardless of why he's out. We're not privy to that because they said that the information is sealed. So I would think that's deep. So
Mhm.
if Quet is it plays a major role in this investigation, we already know that he knows what happened. Why would hey.
Irvin Max said D-Ma it's taking too long, but you know what, Irvin? I'm gonna tell you something. When the feds say it's up and it's stuck, they've been in Memphis for how long, Town? Investigating stuff.
Oh, for shoot, Chief Davis called the feds in on this case, and Memphis have their own branch of the FBI. Every city does, but I'm told that other entities were also brought in because of the gang element as it relates the gangs involved as it relates to this Young Dolph's case.
See,
But
I'm gonna tell you something. I wouldn't be surprised if they don't add for the next round of arrest, Tam, even if it comes through a RICO, or even if it's not a RICO. I wouldn't be surprised if they don't add a gang enhancement onto the charges.
well, if people and because see, I'm not one to try to take credit for something that I didn't say. I give people their credit because YouTube don't pay my bills. I just like blogging.
Mhm.
Uh, and so, and so when Thaddeus Matthews was covering this, okay, because in the beginning, remember he started covering it and they started
Yeah.
threatening him. He stopped talking about it really. Thaddeus Matthews is he know a lot of the same people that I know. Okay. And in the very beginning, Thaddeus said back like December of 2021, okay,
Mm-hmm.
that he was the one that announced that Straight Drop was gonna the Straight Drop was gonna be indicted. And he also said, he was like, I think he said they trying to do one of them things. They putting together a RICO. He said that in December of 2021. Here it is, almost December again of 2023. That's been almost 2 damn years.
Mm-hmm. And you know what people have to keep in mind? We have to keep in mind the other crimes that happened after Dolph uh,
Mm-hmm.
was taken out, right? There's other
Mm-hmm.
people connected probably to this case that were taken out that they have to pull all that stuff together. It's not a million pages for no reason. That's a whole lot of paperwork.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's a whole lot of paper. That's why I'm like, when people say they ain't doing enough for Dolph, I'm like, but damn, they got 1,000,000 pages. You don't get 1,000,000 pages from doing nothing. And so then they let people tell them, well, that's just 1,000,000 pages of interviewing people from out that was out there. That's a oh Lord
Honey,
Jesus.
ain't enough interviews in the world to come up with 1,000,000 pages now. People have to understand that uh, those 1,000,000 pages incorporate not just interviews and witness statements. It incorporates a whole array of other
Video footage, audio.
charges,
Mm-hmm.
probably other victims. You know what I mean? Because see, we have
Mm-hmm.
to remember Marcus was a victim too.
And that's what people forget. And so what they try to do is they really like I said, they're really trying to jewelry tamper. What they try to do is make people think that Marcus actually set his brother up. If
Yeah.
that ain't the sickest thing that I've ever heard.
Now they back on Key Glock and Daddy O.
Mm,
Marcus set him up. Daddy O paid for it. Key Glock was in on it.
mm.
Hey, Cecilia. Um,
They blame. I see them blame it. They claim they want justice for Young Dolph, but they blame his people more than they blame the people who actually Straight Drop just put out something saying straight when his cousin Jay Fizzle did that song Straight Drop the Drop God. He, I mean, they know what the drop God was because they always talk about how they dropped off.
right.
But
Who?
nobody was even mad about that. You hear you just hear the vloggers trying to get him free here. But I got to serve notice today. He ain't getting free.
Hmm. And who else did they blame? Tim. Right. They blamed the city. They wanted Dolph's properties. They blamed the city. They had blamed everybody
A bunch
from.
of shit. Young Dolph was buying up. Anybody could have bought that damn property, but Young Dolph was going buying up property that the city had listed for sale on the tax site. Them houses were like no more at the time than $2,500. Hell, anybody could have bought them houses. Dolph was buying those houses and fixing them up and renting them out. The city didn't kill him for that. They never would have. They had the power not to even post them for sale. They didn't even have to
Hmm.
put them up. If they wanted them, they don't have to put them on the tax site. If they want them, they can. It would be crooked, but they can. Since they said they're crooked, what they could do is not list them for sale and just tell their family, look here, I want you to come down here and bid on this property, and we're gonna buy this property up.
Oh, and let's not forget Mia J. Set him up because she wanted all his cars. She sold his cars, and
He didn't sell
it's just been
those
one thing
cars,
after the other.
and he left those cars to his son.
Yeah, yeah. So, like I said, people go through and just get a notebook. I want everybody, that's y'all homework for tonight. I want you to get a notepad and write down every narrative that you have heard. And I want you to use your good common sense to go through each narrative and think about it. You have to think about the narratives and the lies that have been put out, and they're still being put out. Um, but like I say, try as you might. You cannot go against, can't no lie go against facts and what's in those million pages.
Mm-hmm.
It's just it's just impossible. Now you can throw so much stuff up into the air and into the atmosphere because it's basically to see what's going to stick, right? So if you blame 50 people, out of that 50, you might get one or two of them right. So you can get on your blog and say, I told y'all, I told you guys. Didn't I tell you guys that it was him? Well, you also said it was 48 other people too.
Ain't that the God's truth?
Yeah.
And people forget about that. They throwing everything up against the wall.
Yeah, people
Because they
forget
know
that.
something gonna stick. They
Yeah,
throwing
something's gonna
everything.
stick.
So if you throw up 50 names and out of the 50, number 49 said, well, I said that. Yeah, you said that. You're right. But you said 50 other folks.
That's right. That's right. So, you know, and I agree with you when you say, you know, we don't want microwave justice because when you do things, haste makes waste all day long. Haste makes waste. And when you hurriedly prosecute a case and you don't have all the facts and you're just going off a bunch of circumstantial evidence, you stand a big chance of losing that case. They don't want that. And if it's going to take them longer to make sure that they got solid facts so that their attorneys cannot poke holes in like these narratives that's being spent, because see, that's what a good defense attorneys do,
They
right?
know
They
how to poke holes.
holes. So they will spin all kinds of narratives and put all this crap out here. And they better not get up in that damn courtroom talking about Mia J and Daddy O did it. They're going to lose that case. Because when the prosecutors say, well, no, here's the facts. And some of these people think that they are, you know, they ain't nothing but a bunch of ex-convict jail attorneys, right? They think they are attorneys for real.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
basically just sick. And that's what's driving them crazy. The fact that I am an investigator. It drives them crazy.
yeah, well, you know, another thing I too, like I told you, Tam, they really think that, you know, all this hacking and stuff that they doing, to me, it's like they thinking you got some type of confidential information on your personal phones and computers and all this stuff, because that's what they're looking for. They hacking into your phone, listen to your conversations, see if you're gonna say something that they can hurry up and blog on real quick. Why do you think that they have the mole memberships to the platinum, right? So they can get in there, get a few crumbs, and go out and refute that, right? They may not always say what you say verbatim, especially if it doesn't feed into their narrative.
When they
So
high, they forgets when they high.
yeah, but you know, a lot of times they want to say the opposite of what you're saying because see, they still working for these people, right?
That's
So
true.
they can't always tell the truth. When they know you telling the truth, they can't tell that truth. They have to refute that and put out something totally different. Yeah, but like I say, doing all of that is not going to save these guys. It's not going to save them. You can hack, you can troll, you can do whatever you want to do until the wheels fall off. It's not going to save these dudes, period, because they're not coming back home. It's a wrap. It's over. And I take YNW Melly case. They just added 6 new charges on him for tampering with witnesses and all this kind of stuff. And this is the kind of thing that I think eventually this case is probably going to move into that direction, right? Tampering with witnesses. Yeah. So that's why the authorities are keeping the witnesses or whatever information that they have close to the vest. We're not privy to everything that they have in the investigation because guess what? Don't you know if these fools on YouTube knew everything that they know? They'd be on here running they running amok now. Can you imagine what kind of muck they would run if they knew the actual facts and what was in a million pages?
It's because they don't know the reason why they got a lot of these fools on here. People need to start questioning where some of these folks even came from.
Out the gutter. So I can answer that. They came straight from the gutter. I'm gonna tell you something, Tam. You know, when people don't have anything, and they don't, and this is all they have, and then they really don't have anything to lose, they go after people that have something to lose because,
Mhm.
really, at the end of the day, the only thing they have to lose is a crack pipe and some link cards and food stamps or something. That special ed check they get every month, right? Outside
Mhm.
of that, they don't have nothing else to lose. So they go after people, threatening, I'm gonna take you down and take everything you worked hard for. Well,
Mhm.
a person like that uh, is not to be trusted, and I don't
That's
know
the
how people
first thing
even
they
listen to
do. That's the first thing they do. Just like when they have people harassing you, that's the first thing they say. You got a lot to lose. Because they start trying to look at that. First of all, the jealousy is what have them fixated on you. That's the reason why I tell in and everybody document. Okay. Make sure when these folks start messing with you, file reports on them and then get you a lawyer because when you got stuff, you need to protect it. And then when they come at you, the police will already know what they're trying to do. They can go ahead and start putting warrants out for their arrest because it is illegal for people to go and file fake complaints and things of that nature on you just because they're jealous. They try to use the law because of their jealousy, to try and take you down and stuff like that. What you do is you keep documentation, you keep video of there being a pattern of these people. Just like now, my goal. I know they think they've gotten away with it, but they just don't understand like how in the background I'm working to make sure the people that hack my phone
them.
that's invading my privacy is
Hmm.
got I'm not letting that go. It ain't let go. They going to jail.
Oh,
Okay.
absolutely
And
not.
so because see when they get high, they feel like, one of the officers said he was sitting up listening to a vlog of Bragg talking about we the CIA because they have been they hack phones and stuff. They have these hackers to hack people's social medias, their Facebook and stuff like that. Regardless of how you feel about a person, you don't have nobody to go and invade their damn privacy. That's messed up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's basically sick. And so,
Well,
that's. But hey, like I said,
Well, the
I,
whole thing is this sector mentality, right? And the script mentality. And I want to be the king of this DOF sector. I want to be the queen of the DOF sector. I've heard bloggers say, I'm the queen of this Mo3 stuff, this
mhm,
Mo3 sector. I'm the queen of Mo3 content. No, the real kings and queens of any investigation of the authorities, right?
absolutely.
Yeah, they the ones that's really running it uh,
Hmm.
on in life. Now God is the real king of running everything, right? But these people are hell bent on wanting to be the only person that people listen to, and I can't think for the life of me why you got life so twisted that you think you're the only one that people going to listen to. Um, but like I say, people like garbage. People like to come and listen to you pop crap, you
Hmm.
know. But those same people still want the truth. So they come somewhere credible and they get the truth and they know in their heart of hearts that what you're saying is true, but they still pop back over to these other all this other foolishness and listen to it, and because it's entertaining, right? But
Hmm.
it's still gaslighting the person that's putting it out, and it gaslights them so much till they start feeling like God, like celebrities. I told you this before, some of these bloggers think they celebrities.
Get it? Uh-huh. And that's funny within itself. I mean, here's the thing, like you got a lot of these folks never had anything um going for themselves. And if
Girl.
you are able to luck up on something, and I'm not a fan of tricking people, but if you're able to luck up on something by tricking people, hey, at least you could be civilized with it. But instead, because their mind tell them, I ain't never had nothing before, and I'm able to trick a bunch of damn fools into believing what I say. And then let me see, they weak minded. I can send them out to do what I want them to do. I can get their money. Oh yeah, I'm running it. I'm the ruler for real. Oh yeah, we could hack into folks' stuff. Oh, now I'm the CIA.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
And
instead
we
of
know
being
half of that is,
civilized, making your money, it ain't right. It ain't gonna last, because what ain't right ain't gonna last anyways, especially with a bunch of lies. But at least you could be civilized with it. But instead, they become threatened. She gonna stop me. This more than what I ever had. Her telling the truth gonna stop me. We'll put a hit on her. And this is what they try to do. Listen, you know these folks to do this. Hey, it was another female vlogger on here that these people was gonna do this too. Try to do this too. I mean, I was getting emails just last night where supposedly a meeting took place on yesterday. This vlogger is determined, but that's okay. That's gonna be handled. This vlogger is determined that he's gonna try to find somebody to come and do something to me. He don't give a damn because he don't have nothing to lose.
Well, he think he's safe in that clubhouse, and you know, ha joke gonna be on him, right?
Yeah, the joke on him for real.
Clubhouse.
That's a real joke right there.
Girl, ain't it?
But
I'm
it's the
trying to tell
idea that
you.
you get a bunch of damn fools to follow you to do it, because they're not gonna do it.
Tam, when I say self-snitching is at an all-time high when you hide behind the internet because you think that you safe in a secret chat room. I'm sorry, who's got access to these chat rooms? Tam, again, tell the people, the slow folks.
Especially when murders and stuff are being plotted, you ain't safe no way on
Girl,
nothing on the internet. If they think that they can get sprung and think that they the CIA, what you think the real CIA and the real FBI can do? And contrary to what you believe, the FBI moves on when there's a plots of hits and murder. And that's what's going on YouTube.
I'm just trying to understand how you think you are safe on the internet plotting and doing any kind of stuff, because basically, like I said, you ain't doing nothing but self-snitching. How do they think you know all this stuff? Because the investigators, well, never mind, you know. Yeah. So, I mean, make it make sense. You so damn smart, you stupid.
And then they said, we're going to file complaints on the police because they sitting up investigating us because she know them, because they ain't supposed to try to stop us from violating her.
Well, like I say, it becomes a different type of scenario when you think you sit up in the so-called clubhouse when the damn feds invented everything on the internet. Anything you can get into, they invented it, right?
Everything on the internet. Facebook was, people forget about that, was definitely invented by the feds.
Say that again.
Facebook
but they don't hear you.
The
they don't hear you. They don't hear you. Everything is monitored. Everything. And even with them running out there in the woods, that too was monitored. They ran way out there to have a Blair Witch Project meeting that was monitored. Girl, I've just never seen, when they say America's dumbest criminals.
But they just so dead set on violating people. If you got to do all what you're doing, first of all, I wouldn't let nobody pull me into their crap, especially a person that has never had anything to lose. Okay. A lot of people don't even think their life worth nothing. Hell, you might not have nothing, but you might think your life is worth something. Some people don't
when you are promised when you get a call and you are promised a couple of rocks or a couple of pills or a 6-pack or a carton of cigarettes, you go out here sliding for that little bit, because see, that's how meaningless your life is, right? You'll take crumbs for payment. You got people doing things for pills, being promised pills and drugs and
Yeah.
6-pack of Slits malt liquor. You know, oh, you gonna buy me a 6-pack and a Cardinal Squares? What you need me to go do? I need you to go to the cookie shop and pick it. Okay. Just old fugazi stupidity.
Mhm.
But this is what people have diminished their own lives down to.
Because
See,
you got
because
to
you can't blame the
understand.
person that's asking you to go do it. You have to blame yourself for even getting on board to go do it. Same way with Straight
Absolutely.
Drop and the rest of them. Straight
Absolutely.
Drop and Cornelius and the rest of them, y'all didn't think enough of your lives to say, no, I'm not with that. That young man that you talked about earlier in your video that was signed a Black youngster. He said, no, I signed on to make music, to make money. I already been in the streets. I'm trying to get away from that. So how many of him do we have out here? It's not too many like him that's going to say that, right?
Right. He said, I'm 30. I got kids.
Yeah. Yeah. So we have to commend young men like him or anybody that's got enough gumption to say, no, that's not what I stand for. I'm not on that. But you take him one or two or three versus 100 people that's willing to be under mind control and think they're a part of something. You can be calling yourself wanting to be a part of something so bad and be a part of something to a detriment. You be a part of something to a detriment till you behind bars looking stupid in your mug shot, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then when you see the mug shot, they looking like they didn't drink a whole damn case of liquor every day. They look like stone alcoholics and drug addicts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because these are the type of people that they know that they can get to go do all this foolishness.
You have to understand. People need to understand how they think that they getting some justice for a young Dolph by going and harassing other people. That ain't getting no justice. All you doing is violating people. How the fuck you think you getting some this? It's in the name of young Dolph.
It's not
Violating
about
folks?
Dolph. It's not about Dolph. That's why. This is past wanting justice for Dolph. This is not justice for Dolph. This is equating to a sick, twisted obsession, right?
Mm-hmm.
I look at this one blogger versus another blogger that used to blog on Dolph, and I think he had a cease and desist come from a real strong source because he can't even mention Dolph now, right? But I think he is working behind the scenes, probably with the same blogger, because the lingo and the harassment is the same,
It's the
right?
exact same. It's the exact same.
Yeah, it's
That's why it's
the
all I'm
same.
telling you.
Yeah, it's like they cloned each other because uh, we know they haven't cloned one another. It's just that he's working with him. That's
Mm-hmm.
why the titles are the same. That's why the content is damn near mirror each other. And that's why the harassment mirrors each other. Because remember that other blogger was started harassing Caroline Mason,
Mm-hmm.
Jeremy Pierre, you
Yeah.
know,
Call that
and
man's mother.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And the feds got at his ass big time. And they still on it. Okay. That's the reason why he making a fool out of some of these other vloggers to do what it's a sadistic thing since I can't do it
why
no more.
are you need to block this spirit and soul of God spamming your chat with the same, you see that, Tam?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Cecilia and Kawana, and we've been talking, Michelle, we've been talking and said hi to everybody. I hope y'all hit the like button. Yeah, so when you have mirror image content, lingo, behavior, it leads me to think nothing but you two are working together.
Mm-hmm.
He may not be talking about Dolph anymore, but he's definitely working with you on that page. And I keep saying it's all for monetary gain. Girl, that whole page is, girl, they scamming folks left and right. And them poor old folks over there giving up their Social Security money, all kinds of stuff, right? And that's not including the purchase views, the purchase bots to make it seem like your channel really popping. But see, the number of subscribers don't lie, right? Yeah. So I look at the numbers. The numbers don't lie.
I'm telling you.
So how could you have had a old page with 30-some thousand subscribers, and now you got another page with only 9,000 subscribers? Why them other 20-some thousand subscribers didn't come back and subscribe to this page if you really authentically had 30,000 subscribers? Once you started a new page, you think they'd have came back and resubscribed, right? Yeah, so the numbers don't lie. So that's how you know it's all BS.
I think it's a shame. Like I said, it's one thing when a person has sadistic behavior, but the reason why these people think that they are untouchable is because, I hear people tell me about folks sit up and brag about how they can send folks out. Oh, I ain't got to do that. I got people that'll do this for me. These folks ain't never even laid eyes on each other in real life, and you letting folks send you out. If it's about doing something for the better good, why in the hell you got to violate people? So it ain't about that. It's about being a damn terrorist group. That's what they are, and that's the reason why the FBI watch them. Anytime somebody has a terroristic like behavior, they like to send people out to do certain things, and that's what they thrive on. Of course, the FBI gonna watch them. That's their damn job. Hell, that's not harassing them. Hell, they know that they able to go get a bunch of mentally ill folks and a bunch of people who are already sick. So you have to understand, when men start trying to violate women, I think at this point it's not just about trying to see if they can hear. If I'm gonna talk about the young Dolph's case, it's about sexual deviant behavior at this point. We've been doing it so long, so it's easy to get a bunch of sick ass men on board if they feel like, well, we're gonna go violate her. You go to her house. They say they know how to look at people's backgrounds. They do it every damn day. Because they got sexual deviant, they got sexual predatory stuff on their background. Of course, they're going to get people that are just like them. Their mind might tell them, maybe we can go to one of these women houses and we'll be able to overpower them, not knowing that their brain is going to be splattered out right there on the doorstep.
People have to ask themselves, and I just tell people this. Ask yourself this: why these people are hiding? Why they can't never come out the house? You play a young man's videos. I can't think of his name at the moment, Tam, and I think you just played it on the live the other night. He goes to the crime scenes and,
Blackwood News.
Blackwood News. So Blackwood News, he's out, right? He's out in the trenches. He's on foot. He out there, right? Which means he can move around. But the very people that's sitting up on the internet threatening people, harassing people, hacking people, sending death threats, all of this kind of, all these shenanigans, why are they always hiding and can't come out? You have done so much dirt on the internet, and not just on the internet, in your own personal life, that you're running from every damn body. You can't be seen. You better not be seen nowhere. That's why that other one was always talking about he was in Mexico, knowing that full damn well he was sitting out in the backyard in Texas. I mean, come on with the damn pit bull. I mean, Calientes, Mexico. Ninja, and you sitting right in the damn backyard in that plastic white lawn chair in Texas, harassing Caroline Mason and Jeremy Pierre, called Jeremy Pierre's mama. Who does that? But like I say, this other one acts just like him. That's how I know they working together.
Looking for witnesses.
Yeah, looking for witnesses. And I'm gonna tell you something. Remember, I told you, Tam, I said right after this thing happened with Dolph, You know, it was a lot of other stuff going on. And I think that other one, yeah, I and it's my opinion, I think that he was a part of the mayhem. You know, these are traveling trolls, right? When it comes time to go disturb something and then get back on the road and hurry up and get back home. It's no different than when they was having them rallies and the riots. I mean, remember they had the riots and they had crisis actors and these people coming in, tearing up the police cars, making them think that it was the citizens that lived in the city when it wasn't the citizens at all. It was folks that would travel to these riots just to cause mayhem, and then they hurry up and get the hell out of Dodge, right? They go back to their hometown.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what he does. Yeah. And if it's not him in person, he got a team of Mexicans that do it.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Clarinetta. Yeah. Yeah, I think they have a little group and they get paid by these fools out here to go out here and do and tear up different stuff. Yeah, and do stuff.
Mm-hmm. That's
You
what they
know,
do. It's a darn shame because hey, like I said, if they had to do it by them on their own, they wouldn't do it. So what they have to do is they find people that they think that they are weak.
and people are that weak, obviously, right?
They are.
Because they went in that cookie shop, and I'm gonna tell you something. If I'm a business owner, and you come in my business like that, you might not make it back out since y'all want to lay on the narrative that it's buzzers on the door and this, that, and the other. Well, you might not get buzzed back out, right?
I'm telling you.
These some stone cold fools. Like I said, people do any damn thing for a damn crumb. It's sad. Hey, Phil. Are y'all hitting the like button? But people have to use their brain. You guys, you have to think and sift through all these narratives that you have heard. I'm tired of hearing about Dolph. Why wasn't no blood? I didn't see no blood. It's like, I don't think the video showed enough of where Dolph was laying for us to see any thing like that. I heard that same narrative when Jizzle got hit at the FedEx Forum. I saw people trying to put it in the atmosphere. I didn't see no blood on his shirt. I did. I actually saw the spot on his shirt where he got hit. But, people were trying to put that in the atmosphere. So, people are always trying to find a way to disfigure or mar the facts. And like I said, people, you have to use your common sense. And if you don't have common sense, then I guess, it'll never make sense to you. I guess you'll always believe all the garbage that you hear, right? But you have to be able to sort through all of that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You can't tell me that it's not raining when I know it's raining. You can't tell me it's piss and I know it's rain, right?
Mm-hmm. These folks ain't they smart enough to get up on their platform and put out signals. That's code stuff. If I ever seen one, put out signals when they feel like they being watched for people to go in and do stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Go file fake reports. Go spin on folks. Okay. I guess the hackers is, I was looking at something today. And that's all right, hackers. Your day's numbered. Now, D-Mon was knocked down, but I was looking at something today to let me know that somebody was hacked into my stuff. Hello?
Girl, grandma done fumbled the phone and knocked myself down.
I was getting ready to
It's,
say the hackers in.
yeah, it slipped
They
out
up,
of my
yeah,
hand.
they up getting high tonight.
Yeah, but like I say, the whole goal it really should be justice for Dolph. But
That's what it
when you got people that are criminal, have criminal minds, and they are already mentally ill, it goes past justice for Dolph. It's no longer about Dolph. It's no longer about justice for Dolph or whoever they're blogging on, right? It
is.
goes into a competitive, sick, twisted, stalking, harassing mode. You know, you can't talk about Dolph. I want to be the only one to sit on YouTube and talk about the Dolph case so I can tell my damn lies and make me some crack money.
Yeah, or some heroin money.
Yeah.
Everything, because these folks on here doing everything.
Yeah, yeah, they doing some of everything, girl. I'm gonna tell you something, and I've said it before, Tammy. I told you this. I said they are running a huge criminal
Organization.
organization.
And when the people get when the people that have been in their organizations, see, that's how you know God is in everything. Evil can't win. What do when the people that have been in their organizations that know about what they do, they're no longer in them. The first thing they do is start reaching out to the people that they violated.
That's right. I just saw one just recently telling about Loudmouth saying he's scamming people. So I guess he was a part of that little cult over there. He's no longer a part of the cult. Maybe he's been excommunicated. But when they get excommunicated from the cult, then they start telling on them, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, like I said, when November comes, hopefully we'll see some more arrests. And when the information start coming out, I guarantee you all, whoever believed that Dolph body was brought to the cookie shop, that this is that and that and is that, Marcus and Daddy O and Key Glock, whoever believes all this stuff, when the truth started coming out, I wish I could be a fly on the wall to see the expression on people's faces and hear what they have to say, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because see, we already know that these people don't have enough integrity to go back and do a cap, or what do they call it when you retract a story. They don't have enough integrity to do that. Hey guys, I told you guys 6 months ago that I believe that Key Glock, or I believe Daddy O, or Cookie Shop, or whoever had something to do with Dolph. I have to retract that statement, and give you guys the truth because I just learned of updated, truthful information. They don't have integrity, and that's why I say I don't understand how people can follow people that have zero integrity.
It's a darn shame what's going on. Like I said, it's a shame.
Yeah. So that's why I say these people that don't truly want justice for Dolph. They truly want to get on here and scam Cash App and whatever else they doing in a criminal organization, because that's what they run in, criminal organization. Pyramid schemes, Ponzi schemes, wire fraud, and every damn thing else they big enough to do.
Mm-hmm. They hacking into. I was told that a large or a big it's an investigation going on now because a large amount of the reason when the cash apps or something were being hacked, a lot of that came from people on YouTube. Like
Yeah,
YouTube is a large community, so
yeah. Why do you think that they have what they think or what they have labeled sectors, right? Oh, you from the so and so sector. You from the see, we already know ninjas ain't gonna do something for nothing, right, Tam? We
mm,
already know that these foreigners, network engineers or whoever they getting off these damn fiber networks and all this stuff, not doing something for nothing. And in order to pay these people to do all this trolling and all this other crash dummy stuff, you got to make enough money on your channel to be able to pay out the help. You got to pay the help, right?
mm-hmm.
So in order to pay the help, then you got to scam YouTube for views because they're not supposed to be doing that. Because see, if YouTube catch them buying views and doing anything illegal, their page should be automatically gone, right? They should automatically be off YouTube. But
Mhm.
they have worked their way or found their way around all the YouTube guidelines, and they continue. But see, I tell you one thing: all good things come to an end, right?
Yes, God. Yes, it does.
Yeah.
And it be
So
depending on what they think.
yeah, all good things come to an end, and I've said it before. Everything has a season, right? Same way, CMF and that crew and the bread gang people. All these folks think that they getting away scot free because they still out walking around free. And then you got the people that's truly wanting justice for Dolph. They think justice is not coming, but people have to realize everything has a season, right? It's always the calm before the storm, always. And that's why you're having these visions and these dreams, because God has blessed you like that. God gives us that blessing, right? To be able
Mhm.
to see these things. And not only that, you have the credible sources, these people that's been placed in key positions that are able to know what the hell is going on. These fools out here on these pages don't know what the hell is going on because they don't have no damn resources.
No, they
That's
don't.
why Thaddeus knows so much, because Thaddeus, how long, has he been in networking with people? He knows tons of people. So
Mhm.
whatever information that he gets, if he says it, 9 times out of 10 is credible and is true, right?
Mhm. Mhm. So
Yeah,
I believe there will be a more arrests coming in November. Well, I ain't trying to toot my own horn, but I put that in the members, and I've been hearing other people say it ever since.
yeah, yeah, you sure did. See, they follow your lead. If you say, "Hey guys, come over to the platinum membership. I'm getting ready to do a video," and then in your video you say, "Hey, I believe that you know uh, take for instance, Steve Mulroy is getting impeached tomorrow, right?" Guess what? You're gonna have 50 videos saying, uh, "Hey guys, I just got some information. My subscriber told me that Steve Mulroy is getting impeached tomorrow."
Mhm.
Yeah, because they wait to see what you're gonna say, so they, like you always say, they know what direction to go in. Because I'm gonna tell you something, Tim, and truth be told, and I'm gonna toot your horn. Without you, and I'm gonna say you in particular, but really without you putting out things for the last couple of years, these folks wouldn't have no damn truthful content. Now they have plenty of cap content, but
Mhm.
part of the truth or the half truths that they tell, they wouldn't have those truths if it was not for you. That's why they live on your damn channel. They live over here because they need to be able to put some truths out, right? So that
Mhm.
they can say, "I told you so."
And even with dealing with a lot of the people that walk around Memphis, a lot of them people that's in them hoods, they don't want that. They're not going. They don't really want to talk about that.
Yeah, yeah. See, we have to remember, and people have to remember this, when you are in these chats, people, and I'm talking to the people that's listening in the chat family here. When you are in these chats and you hear people coming in spinning narratives, "Oh, that wasn't straight drop. That's not Cornelius. That don't even look like him." We have to remember that these boys that's locked up, the JoJo Splats and the CEO Bobbies and the ones that may have made bond, like Bang Wang. We have to remember they get in these chats too, right, under different alias names, right,
Mhm.
and put all this stuff into the atmosphere.
Mhm.
Yeah, they help these blogs to come up with some of these damn titles and stories. They will get on a platform or have one of their homeboys get on a platform and spin all kind of foolishness, and people will believe it. "Man, I'm from Memphis. I'm right here. I'm right here in the streets. I live right here in Orange Mound, and I'm gonna tell you what really happened." And if they sound convincing enough, people will believe it, right? And you'd be surprised to find that it might be one of Cornelius Smith cousins.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah. But once again, people go with the old okey doke. People are good with the okey doke, right?
Yeah, they good with the okie doke. And that's the reason why I tell
Mhm.
people that what they need to do is just be patient. Because one thing for sure, um, justice is being served.
Yeah.
Justice is being served. If they didn't have nobody, and I don't believe it was no rush to nothing. They just went and picked them up. Oh shit, hell! When them boys thought that God and them was gonna get them off, they basically told on their own selves. Hell,
Well,
Cornelius did.
he told
Cornelius
on him.
did because Cornelius was more of a vet, more he was more of a he didn't show himself that much anyways.
Gotti told on himself last year when he said, "If my boy get picked up, I'm gonna bail him out." He told on himself. So I'm sick of people talking about, "Well, Gotti ain't got nothing to do with this." You know, Gotti. No, Gotti ain't going nowhere. What in the hell would be his connection to a straight drop? A
That's
little
right.
boy out the hood,
That's right.
a hitman, a known hitman.
Why
See,
would he even have an interest? If this man
right.
has just been accused of taking out young Dolph, regardless to whether young Dolph was your enemy or not, the first thing people gonna say, well, damn, shit, I don't really want nothing to do with that.
Girl, I said, why y'all so busy with your pom poms cheerleading for Gotti, baby? Y'all forget that he told on himself. He's told on himself quite a bit, right?
Because why would he have an interest in getting him right back out? See, they
Yeah,
thought they had gotten away with it.
yeah. The little boys in the back seat of the car riding that day with JoJo Splat and CEO Bobby told it.
Hmm.
So these folks have been telling on themselves all along, and they told on themselves early on. Gotti is not as smart and as bright as people want to make him out to be. He got a big head, and my mom used to say, folks with big heads got a lot of sense in them. Not that one.
No, he thought he had gotten away with it. And you see what he's done? He's completely disassociated himself from straight drop them. Well, you know what? I think that he was mad, and that's the reason why he dropped that album on Young Dolph's birthday. And it was to put some messages out, but he wasn't planning on helping them anyways. Why he ever
Well,
thought that he could overshadow Young Dolph's birthday, I don't know. Because the shit
right.
went to hell from my understanding. So what he do it for? If you ain't got no hate in your heart for this man and you weren't involved in nothing, why would you do something like that?
So yeah, and I think I want to say it was Stan G. Tam. I guess now it's in the atmosphere that him and his paid escort broke up, right? I don't know if that's true, but if it's true, we knew it was something to it to begin with, right?
He posted something about, I think because that's been in the atmosphere. I saw what he had posted something about her last night, right before I went to sleep. He posted some stuff about her, talking about I got one. So I
Hmm.
guess he wanted to refute that. That was his way of refuting what's been going around. Well, he need to pay them bills because that they say she being sued for.
Well, who being sued?
Angela,
Is she? By who?
some apartment building in New Jersey says she.
Girl, I tell you, hey, well, whatever it is, I feel like this. She may be thirsty for attention, but she ain't gonna be thirsty for the wrong kind of attention, right? Because if them folks decide to call her in and question her, all that pillow talking, yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Now I don't know if he has been sloppy enough to even confide anything to her, but I mean she's been around him and the crew in the camp and heard the conversations or have eavesdropped. We don't know what Angela know, but he better hope and pray that they don't decide to ever call her in and question her. And at the end of the day, they may not need to question her because hell, she might be working for them for all we know.
Mhm. Yeah, and TMZ put that out. TMZ put out that about Angela because I don't have no issues with Angela, but at the same time, I feel like Angela, I don't know what that's about.
Yeah.
I don't
Well,
know what
hell,
that's.
she may be trying to work a deal out to free her uncle so he can come back to the States. Uh, without getting locked up. Who knows? You know, we never know what's going on behind the scenes and with people. You
That's true.
know, yeah. Hey, Gristle said we we up 5 o'clock in the morning. DJ Robs, yeah, we up Night Island. Yeah, but hey, I believe you when you say you had these dreams, Tam. To me, some things are just so prophetic, right? That you just can't move away from it.
Hmm. Like I said, I remember when I was working for the sheriff's office, and I remember walking in that day. They had been very secretive about it. And I remember telling one of the other lady that worked in the chief's office with me, I said, I had a dream that there was a big promotion. And she said, "What? The chief ain't said nothing." I said, "I know he had not said anything about it, but I said that was at the time. This lady name was Hammers, Lieutenant Hammers." I said, "I had a dream that she was promoted to chief." And the lady laughed at me, and I'll never forget. She came through the back door from out the jail. She got that beautiful gray hair, and it was flying everywhere. She said,
Mm,
God, show told you that. The chief just told me for us to prepare the paperwork. They get ready to do a promotion, and guess what? Lieutenant Hammond's being promoted to chief." I said, "I told you I saw that in a dream last night."
mm. Lord, Lord, Lord. Did you? I wish you have a dream about what was in Straight Drop's phone.
Oh well, you know what? We ain't gotta have a dream about that because, uh, you know, player code had put into had already said. Remember, he put that in the chat.
Oh,
One of
right.
the things that was in the phone. Remember
Yeah, that he was calling somebody in
that
Indiana
he
or
was
something.
calling. No, well, um, I'm talking about one of the other things. But yeah, they said he was calling somebody in Indiana. He talked to Teasy the most, but Player Code put something else in the atmosphere. I had not nobody told me this, but Player Code did say that he reached out to Big Jook and asked him about about his money. But yeah, somebody did tell me that he was calling Texas. Now that I think about it, and Teasy had a Texas and a Memphis number. He talked to Teasy the most. He talked to his daughter, and his baby mama. He was calling somebody in Indiana.
What you think he would have been talking to Teasy about, right? So Teasy was not arrested on the case. He was brought in for questioning. He was arrested on something other charges not related to the Dolph case. So my thing is, what could he have possibly been talking to Teasy about? And then two, why would he have to ask Jook for his money if Player Cole and them say he getting a bag every month?
Mm,
I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? You getting a bag every month, then why you got to ask for money?
I don't know. Maybe because them lawyers' fees. I don't know.
Well, it looks like the lawyer fees would be should be transparent to Straight Drop, right? Because that should be being handled automatically from the outside. So that should be transparent to him.
Hmm. I don't know though. I don't know if the bag every month just started. I don't know.
Hmm. Hold on, I'm gonna mute you.
Grissom always says he got to get him some coffee. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button. Y'all hit the like button. I'm sitting here oiling y'all. I know y'all heard me oiling my scalp and stuff, spraying
Okay.
my because I'm natural, spraying my stuff in my hair.
You know what I found, Tam, that really, really makes your hair so soft? It's like a curl activator gel, but it's called Lustra Silk. and it doesn't leave that heavy, greasy residue on your hair, but makes your hair feel so good. And I order it off Amazon because I'm natural too, so uh, it really makes your hair feel real soft. I love it.
I'm gonna try that.
Yep, it's called Lustrous Silk, and that's just for the ladies in case you're naturals and you just want to have something that keeps your hair totally moisturized from root to tip. Yeah, so hey, like I say, this month is almost out of here. We're almost out of here on in a couple of weeks, well, in another week or so. So why is everybody putting stuff out in the atmosphere about November 17th? That's what I want to know. What's supposed to be happening November 17th?
Mm. That's the day that Dolph, that's the day that the young Dolph was assassinated. I think last year that's when Jamarcus indicted or went to court or something like that. So I
Yeah,
don't know. I guess because I don't know, because I put into the atmosphere that I heard something was going to happen in November. I don't know what day. Okay, but that's what I heard. I guess people now, because they said I heard somebody come into my chat and say November the 5th
11th.
or 11th or something is supposed to happen. I'm not saying it's not going to happen. I just had not heard that Straight Drop was turning state's evidence or what they say pleading out or something. I had not heard that.
Yeah. And hey, if he does, I don't know. I guess that'll be a good thing. We'll have at least one of them down and sentenced, convicted and sentenced. You know what I mean? And moving on to the next group of the usual suspects.
You know what? I don't know. The judge gave him because I saw the judge either gave him till December the 1st. I think it's December 1st or December 5th to change his mind.
Hmm.
Yeah, I believe it's December 1st.
I think he's too cocky to change his mind. I think he's just being what they call it, Tam, an incorrigible child at this point, right? He's being a boy child, a man child,
Mm-hmm.
a brat. To me, it's like he acting like a brat.
And of course, we already know he got the wrong people misleading him.
Yeah, I think he's being a brat, and I think he's trying to show whoever, Gotti and the rest of them, he gonna stand 10 toes down. And the sad part about that is that you can stand 10 toes down to a detriment to your 10 toes are really down in the ground. Because when he come up out of there, he gonna come up out of there in a body bag, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's the sad thing about it, to know that a young man like him is going to spend his young years, his midlife, and the latter part of his life locked away, all for the sake of a bag every month that he can't spend. I mean, what good is the bag and all you can spend it on is commissary?
I'm telling you. But I think they really gassing him up. Like if he go to trial, that he gonna get off that. But that's another form of manipulation. And of course, the money comes in right now to ensure that he does not tell on anybody else. And after he's convicted, I mean, it's gonna stop.
Yeah, but see, that's just not the kind of fame I would want. You got some people that's out here that's so they so pathetic, Tam. They want to be known for something, right? That just gives them, I don't know, they feel like they're going down in history. So maybe in the back of his mind, he thinks he's going down in history as one of Dolph's hitters, you know. But what a sad existence. And what a way to go out this world. And what a way to have that, what you think is a legacy is not really a legacy at all. His daughter is going to grow up. Is that his only child? That little girl, is that his only kid?
Yeah, as far as we know, she is.
Yeah, so to have your only daughter grow up knowing that her daddy's only legacy was to wear Gucci North Face, make a few music videos, and spend the rest of his life in prison and being a murderer. I mean, the mentality I just don't get. I don't get it.
I tell you, it's sad. It really is because he really could have, um, you know, I think they really could. He really could have made some money off of rapping.
Hmm. He could have. And I just don't understand the hatred for Dolph when you once stood shoulder to shoulder with Dolph. You see what I'm saying? I don't understand these guys' mentality because really at the end of the day, Dolph had a right to sign who he wanted to sign. You can't slime somebody out and expect for them to still want to roll with you and look out for you. Dolph wasn't no damn fool. Dolph didn't get as far as he got in life by being stupid and being a fool, right? So they said that Dolph started cutting people off. He started cutting people off for a reason. You
Mm-hmm.
know, I guess he sent snake vibes in people. So
Mm-hmm.
it was his prerogative if he wanted to cut people off because he sensed something about them. You guys feel disrespected. Well, hell, we living in an age now where you can look at somebody the wrong way and, they sick, twisted brain, tell them you disrespecting me. You disrespecting me. I don't like the way you looked at me, so I'm going to take you out. Everything to these young boys now is disrespectful.
Mm-hmm. Because they're looking for a reason to kill somebody, and see that's the reason why they're gonna have to start shooting fire up under their ass.
Yeah.
Because they're looking for a reason to try and take somebody out, just so that I don't know, it makes them feel like they bad. So if they know they're gonna sit their asses in jail for the rest of their life with no chance of ever getting out, or they go to the damn death penalty, they'll think twice about that, won't it?
Yeah. So my thing is, if you were playing both sides of the fence, why the other side of the fence didn't sign you, right? Why
Mm-hmm.
you wait until straight drop go out here and commit the ultimate offense of taking a person's life and then want to start promoting his music? Why you didn't promote him beforehand? Because you never wanted him in that capacity. Because if you wanted him in that capacity, you thought he had all that much damn talent, y'all have been signed him, right? So, yeah, bunch of BS.
And I find it suspicious that people are starting to change the name of their record labels and stuff. It
Mhm.
could be for tax reasons, but what was the reason for Moneybag changing Brett Gang to Loaf Boys? Is he trying to disassociate himself from something that's coming down the pipeline?
Mhm. Perhaps, but it ain't gonna help him. You can change it to croissant boys, biscuit boys, whatever you want to kind of bread you want to start yeast you want to call yourself. Okay, because see, at the end of the day, there's still a history there,
Mm-hmm.
and we don't know how long the feds have been watching these groups and these gangs because they're all gangs that are rappers, right? So you
Mm-hmm.
got the foot street soldiers that don't have any type of superstar status, but they are still a part of the clique because they are the hitters. They are the ones in the streets that make things happen, like moving product or whatever they doing, trapping or whatever they doing. But you're still part of that clique. See, they're not going to watch you for a month and then turn around and put a RICO on you. These RICOs, every time you've heard of these RICOs come in town, it's because they've been watching these cats for years and years. They
Mm-hmm.
don't put a RICO on you just for one case.
That's true.
It's not going to be just for Dolph case.
They said the Fed's gonna get any of the bread sliced or low. Yeah, I think now people if you look at some of them, I mean, you could just tell. It's just that Gotti feels like he honestly feels like that nobody's gonna tell on him because they need him for their lawyers' fees to fight for them. That's the only reason why he's so arrogant. But
But
shoot,
you
folks
see,
don't
he
care
needs
nothing
to,
about that.
God, he need to pipe down because, see, here's the deal. Once the feds start investigating you, they don't stop. They don't stop and until they hook their claws in you and they get you on something. They're never going to leave him alone. They're never going to stop watching him. You know, I think back on R. Kelly. That DA wanted R. Kelly for a long time, Tamara, right?
Mm-hmm.
And anytime a superstar, now R. Kelly wasn't no slouch in the industry, but anytime you got a superstar as big as R. Kelly, who made the song "I Believe I Can Fly," that song was on a soundtrack to a movie. You know, the white people loved that song. They were playing that song at graduations and bar mitzvahs and all kinds of stuff. So anytime you can take down a superstar as big as R. Kelly, um, and give him all them years, what the hell you think they care about Gotti?
Not a damn thing.
And Gotti's superstar status is nowhere near as big as R. Kelly's,
You ready to
right?
say that? And he ain't nowhere near R. Kelly.
Yeah. But look how long they laid on R. Kelly and they kept going and they kept going until they got him, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now, whether it's right or wrong, you know, a lot of people want to say, well, you know, they did R. Kelly wrong. But at the end of the day, my whole point is that once they start looking into you, they don't stop until they get you. So I know people want the RICO to come tomorrow. They wanted the RICO to come last year. In my mind, I don't think RICO's work that way, and I don't think the feds work that way. They don't have a case that happens, and then next month they bringing a RICO on everybody. No, look how long they said they've been investigating them 21 folks they just got picked up. They've been investigating that store that they was working out of. They've been looking at all that surveillance. You know, they have to conduct surveillance. They have to have undercovers, paid informants. You know what I mean? So, you know, investigations take a long time.
Yes, they do.
Hey, little Miss Muffin. Hey, Black Barbie.
I tell you, I didn't think nobody would be up this early.
Yeah, Sunday morning. People are up for prayer and coffee and got to
Mm-hmm.
go to the restroom and splash a little water on their face. They got to feed the kitty cats and the dogs, you know. Yeah. Yeah, so exactly, Clarinetta, Trump is a prime example. But you know, they don't do nothing right away. And like I said, we truly want justice for Dolph. We just gotta wait it out. Because it's coming, but we gotta wait. But my thing is, meantime, in between time, what did these fools do? They kept committing crimes, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if they were coming with a RICO last month or the month before last, or whenever people felt like they should have brought the RICO, if they were coming with more arrests, the extra crimes that they committed just prolonged the arrest, right? Because they got to investigate that and incorporate and include that into whatever charges they're gonna bring. Hey, Gray Face, you getting sleepy, Tam?
No, I'm not sleepy. I'm
Oh.
just looking at something.
Yeah, so you know, I just kind of feel like, you know, I'm patiently waiting. Yeah, I would love to see it come tomorrow.
Me too.
November would be perfect.
A lot of
But
people even talk about they should take Thugger's case for instance. Folks say the Thugger gonna get off, and he might get off, but Thugger sure gonna know he been in a fight. They ain't putting up
baby,
cash apps and stuff for nothing. I mean, you know, putting up his cash out for nothing. Thugger, they got Thugger in a fight for his life, and they ain't playing with him. Every time he has gone for a bond here, it's been denied.
girl, they got Thugger in a between a rock and a hard place, and you know, Thug might have to get out and go work at Walmart and do rapping on the side, and because his rap ain't gonna sell, because he ain't gonna be able to talk about toting switches and taking nobody's life no more, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he ain't gonna be able to talk about none of that. He gonna have to talk about tiptoeing through the tulips, and ain't nobody gonna want to buy that kind of music. You hear, you see the buzz for Gunna has kind of died off. I mean, he came out trying to put his music out, but you don't really hear nobody really looking for Gunna.
No, Ghana just put out a fire song. I kind of bopped my head to it. The fuck you mean? I like that song.
Yeah, I mean, he make good music,
Folks ain't studying that no more. You
but
know,
he make good music. But it's the fans of that no snitching policy, right? That's not gonna mess with him.
mhm.
Now he can say all day long, "Hey, I didn't snitch. I didn't say nothing. I basically, told on myself." But you got some sick, twisted trolls that's not gonna see it like that because of what's being pushed out here in the media,
Mhm.
social media,
and
putting that jacket on him.
that be the very people that be saying that they be the main ones that be talking. They be the main ones that be showing up at Crime Stoppers picking up their money. They
You
just
got that right, Gray Face. Yeah, they draining the swamp with his funds. They are draining the swamp. See, the Gunner able to be out and make a little money, get some of that money back. But girl, by the time they get through with Thugger, girl, he ain't gonna have two wooden nickels to rub together. Shit, he
Thugger,
gonna be selling fish plates.
Thugger paying so many damn lawyers that his defense team they have so many people on that team at one time. They took up one side of the courtroom, so he paying them a lot of money, and it still ain't been able to get him out on a bond.
Hmm. They said Gunna album did good. But if it did, Miss Muffin, hey, hey, kudos, hats off to him. But I also know how these artists know how to manipulate the numbers too, right? But if it did good,
Let's
hey,
talk
I'm
about
happy because I
let's
want to
talk
see him. I like
Ghana.
Gunna.
Yeah, Ghana, and I guess it's just because it's me. Hell, if you ask me, I don't think he told enough. But I mean, I can't understand because I was listening to Boosie and them say he shouldn't have said nothing. He wouldn't have had to do no more than 5 years. Here, Boosie is losing his mind because he don't want to have to do a day.
Well, he getting ready to go do more than a day, honey, because he still got to fight that case.
And he paying them lawyers to buy his freedom. But in the end, you're right. He gonna have to go do some time.
Yeah, he got to do some time at his old ripe age. Yeah. And all of them, all of them, Juke is up in age, Black Youngster up in age, and whoever else they gonna pick up is up in age, quit up in age. I think it's a bad time in your life to have to go sit down for, and I'm gonna say the bare minimum 15 to 20 years, or the maximum 60 years. That's a bad. Any time in life is a bad time to go to prison, but I'm just saying, especially
when you up in age.
Yeah, when you up in age, man, that's crazy.
And that's a darn shame. Let's just say, for instance, if Straight Drop, decide to turn state's evidence and he do like what an Alpo did and get 25 years. Even still, that's what these boys don't understand. 25 years, even though that's better than 50 years, his whole young life, he gonna be in somebody behind bars like a damn animal. Even though Young Dolph can never get up out of his grave. Okay? But that's what these boys need to understand. All you got to do, no OG could ever tell me, man, the most you're going to get is 20 years. And I'm 25 years old, motherfucker. You want me to go and spend my whole life, young life in jail? My reproductive life in
Right,
jail?
girl. Would you say come out with gout and glaucoma,
Yeah. And then by the
diabetes and
time they
everything
want to
else?
walk their glasses on down by their graveside because they done died of old damn age. Hell, diabetes, glaucoma, high blood pressure, all that damn shit.
Yeah, look at Suge Knight, girl. Ain't he sitting up in there? Didn't you say he half blind or something? What you say he got diabetes or something?
I got diabetes and falling out in the courtroom, having sugar attacks and stuff, and legally blind.
It's not funny, but I'm just saying, they run themselves so raggedy out here in these streets. They be so busy skinning and grinning and backdooring and doing all kinds of stuff. But they don't think about, when they get behind them bars that, your life essentially just start disintegrating right before your own eyes, right? And who in the hell want to come out of prison? And we already know this 2023. So in, let's say, 20 more years, that'll be 2043. 2043 is a hell of a long time from now. That's how people have to look at it. Think of the year of 2043. Where do you think you're going to be in the year of 2043?
Lord have mercy, that's a long time.
Yeah. Hey, Roberta. Girl, 2043. And that's the bare minimum. That's just 20 years.
That's a long time to sit in jail.
Girl, yeah, and God forbid they get 50 or 60 years, right? I think about them boys on Duck Case, girl. They ain't never getting out.
So have they been sentenced?
Not yet, but they getting ready. I think they've already done the jury process. So yeah, I think the trial started. So, but can you imagine once the sentences are handed down? And I hope they don't drag it out like they've been with this Melly case and this Thug case, because girl, them trials been a damn courtroom circus. So we know Melly.
Sometimes the lawyers drag it out for it might be a strategy here for the money. That's what the lawyers do. They kind of drag it out for the money. But you have to think about, are all of those boys, do they all have private lawyers or just one of them still?
I think just one of them still. I think
he still didn't get the rest of them no lawyer. Wow.
Yeah, Moowop the only one that's got an attorney. I believe now. Maybe that's changed. I might need to look back and see if anybody's got a paid attorney. Clarinetta, I was laughing at Clarinetta, telling they're gonna be pushing up daisies.
And if you ask me, Dirk don't look like he's doing too good.
Yeah. Now I don't know how true it is. I think they said that his lyrics were played in the courtroom. I don't know how true that is, but I think that he was worried with the mention of his brother and his name being even mentioned in the paperwork, right? Because Dirk not built for prison. He may have gotten locked up here and there when he was younger. But now since he's a mega rap star, girl, Dirk ain't trying to go do no time in prison. That's why, things kind of happen, in my opinion, around him. And same way with Big Head, right? And the rest of them. When people start disappearing and losing their life and things, how they say, stranger things start happening, because these folks don't want to go do the time. They want to do the crime, but they don't want to do the time. So we have to look at when folks start disappearing and you don't hear from them no more. People start changing their testimonies or recanting their testimonies and all kinds of stuff. When stuff started happening, hey, yeah, these folks don't want to go to prison, especially at no damn 40 years old. I think that's why Quet was asking for all that damn movement, because they ain't no telling what he had up his sleeve.
Who was? Quet.
And Judge Coffey told him, you don't go nowhere until I let you go somewhere. Sit your tail down.
I don't know why he want to be walking around anyways. Just out there freely. That, But the way,
Black Barbie, I don't think Melly getting off, honey. They just added 6 more charges to whatever he fighting. The state not playing with him.
What state is he from?
Melly is from, I thought Melly is from here.
From Chicago?
I think. Let me see. He either from here or Florida. Yeah, he's from Chicago, I think.
They said, well, that's too bad because he started the whole thing. Yeah, people want to say that they think Von paid for that. I don't know if Von paid for that. I believe Dirk was the one that had the money. I kind of believe Dirk paid for it.
Oh, you think so?
Hmm. Paper Chase says he's from
No, he
Florida,
from
but
Florida. Yeah, I just looked at it. I don't know why. Somebody Melly. You know what? I'm thinking about another Melly that lost his life here in Chicago. It's two different Mellys. Yeah, Melly grew up in Florida. Messed up his young life.
you think that Von paid for it, or you think that Dirk did, or you don't know?
Paid for what? Duck.
Hmm.
I think they paid equal amounts.
Hmm.
Hmm. See, because and the only reason why I say that is because Vaughn was just getting started. He hadn't started seeing a whole bunch of money rolling in right away, right? Now, even if he got $100,000 advance, I doubt very seriously if he was going to take his whole $100,000 check and put it on somebody's head. I think that he put up 50 because they said the initial hit was for 50K. And I think that's what he offered. And that 50K would have been coming from him initially, right? Then we heard that it bumped up to 100K. And I think somebody else, hint, hint, put up the other 50K. But that's my opinion. It may come out in trial, maybe that might come out, but I believe he paid half and I think somebody else paid half. Because Vaughn didn't have a whole $100,000 just to uh, let go through his hands, right?
Hmm.
Yeah.
I don't like the way they're just letting they're not saying anything about FBG Cash case.
Cash, like I say, Tam, we know that CPD is slow to solve certain crimes, but then again, we don't know what else is brewing or what else the feds are working on. Because see, the feds got Duck's case, right? They not stupid. They not sitting back saying, "Oh, Duck homeboy got killed too." So we probably won't even look into that. We don't know if they looking into that or not. We never know what the feds are doing behind closed doors because they don't announce it.
Because when the Cash was killed, Dirk did make that statement. You mentioned what was Dirk's brother name?
Oh, what was his brother's name? His brother's
He made
name.
a rhyme. He said, mention whatever his name you will see. We're gonna leave you under that tree. And I think they
Yeah.
said that he was shot under a tree or something, wasn't it?
Well, that's where his final resting place. Yeah. And people, these young guys have to realize that I think a lot of times when these switches are used, that's when the feds really take interest and take notice of these cases because that's what they can get you on, right? And
Mm-hmm.
God forbid they get the murder weapon and run the serial number and say that pole came from another state and is connected to something that happened out of state. You know what I'm saying? So I think, when they're using these switches, these young boys don't be thinking. And I'm not promoting go out here and just use a regular old Smith and Wesson. I'm just saying, you know, uh, they out here putting these switches on here. That's what get the feds looking at these cases. Same way like with Dolph. I think wasn't that what did they have switch and what did they have, Tam? What they call that long gun he had?
It was a switch,
Yeah,
a Drake.
yeah. And that's what they just arrested them 21 folks for. Didn't he say something about the switch? He actually broke that down
Mm-hmm.
and said something about the switches and all that stuff. They trying to get all that stuff off the streets and they're gonna lock anybody up that's using them or selling them.
Greyface says that's how hit money in Dolph's case happened. Started at one amount by Gotti and increased to another before the final plan and plot that included others. I believe that because I do believe that rest in peace, Young Dolph said. I'm almost sure, maybe around last year when he first started coming into the chat, that it was several people that went in on Young Dolph's hit. About
Mm-hmm.
three people.
Mm-hmm. I believe that. I'm just curious, what was the final pot total? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because, shoot, when I listen to Player Cole and Cypress talk about it, um, Cypress say, Dolph was $1 million dude, right? So I have to wonder what was the final pot total. D thing, thank you, BS JS. Yeah, D thing. I couldn't think of his name to save my life. D thing. That was Dirk's brother named Tam. You had asked. Thanks, Clarinet. I couldn't think of it. Draco. And there's a whole lot of other people that haven't been solved that they don't talk about. Tam, like who was that? Snooty Wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, Snooty
Even
Wild.
though was anybody, because Snooty Wiles them actually a private investigator solved that case. They or got them the information. They still haven't made the arrest.
But they might be for a reason, though, Tam. So you said a private investigator solved that?
Yeah, Snooty Wild's son went down there and started figuring out some stuff. And so when he got back to Memphis, they hired a private investigator. The private investigator went down there and basically solved the case. And I don't know if there had been any arrests made because they said that the Houston police tried to even reject the information.
Really? Hmm. That's interesting. Why Houston don't want to solve no damn cases? Because they almost didn't want to act like they didn't want to solve a takeoff case.
It stressed them out to charge them, and we ain't heard nothing else about it. I'm willing to bet they fixing it where DJ Pat don't get no time. Because what did Prince Junior, I mean Prince Senior say? Jay Prince Senior say? He said, since I can't get them to charge, he said, I think that Migo bands should be charged, and since I can't get them to charge him with murder. He said something else. I said, who in the fuck he think he is to try to get the Houston Police Department to charge somebody with murder just because he says that he feel like if he had never started the altercation, he or whatever, that Takeoff wouldn't be dead. But he wasn't the one that pulled the trigger.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody tell DJ Pat them to do that.
And DJ Pat is out on bond still, right? Did they ever set a trial date for that?
I don't think so. And it's November 1st will be a year that he was killed.
Yeah, and this dude just out walking around on bond, and yeah, I'd be curious to know when that trial start or when he go back to court for that. Because we know that that little boy Cam, and he doing 5 years in the feds.
I don't know. Whatever he's in there for, he's showing in there for Takeoff. But what I
No, he not
found
in there for
weird
takeoff.
was what they had this picture up there when they indicted, when they said that DJ Pat was going to be arrested. Why put his picture up there next to his, as if he was involved?
Right,
If he
right.
was, you know what I mean? So I found that weird.
Yeah, that's true. But he definitely, I think he's doing like 5 years for a weapon charges. Uh, but DJ Pat, yeah, it's almost like uh, they haven't even set. I can't say they haven't set the court date. I just, haven't heard when he's supposed to go to court on that. Um, it's just ridiculous. But Snooty Wild case, and then um, Jeremiah Taylor, and I think it's a couple of other things that happened. You know what I mean? That we haven't heard anything else about. So it may be included into whatever else they're brewing or working on. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah, because Jeremiah Taylor's case is still unsolved, and I that
Hmm.
that's something too.
Yeah.
And
I think I would think with him too, he's a army veteran, and sometimes the authorities kind of, especially if they're ex-military themselves, you know what I mean? They kind of look out for their own with that. You know what
mm,
I'm saying? Because, he had a business, but I mean, just going back to his military background or history, sometimes, it's a lot of ex-military and law enforcement. And a lot of times when military personnel are taken out or something happens to them, they tend to not forget what they would say one of their fallen brothers, right?
mm-hmm.
Hmm.
It's a justice. Yeah, definitely justice for Takeoff because I just don't believe that Takeoff's murder was an accident. I just don't believe it.
And can you believe how somebody had their phone out? See, this is what I mean by this recording stuff. These people be plants, Tam, and I've said it before. When people get their phones out recording, and we could actually see him lose his life on a recording, because somebody got their phone out recording it, how did the person that was recording it happen to know to pull their phone out and record and have it right on Takeoff right at that moment? If they didn't know something was about to happen. I don't know. I just find that weird, when people can get stuff like that on footage.
Mm-hmm. And people try to say that they don't feel a certain way about the princess, but they said even before that stuff happened to Duke the Jeweler
Oh,
um
right, Duke.
and Duke the Jeweler, that stuff had been happening. They just being more careful now. The princes are.
But
They said this stuff has been happening.
I'm surprised the feds didn't even step in for Duke the Jeweler, Tam. Now, I'm not saying they didn't step in. We don't know if they investigating that secretly or what. But Duke the Jeweler, if he does not get any type of investigation, what an injustice that is to him, right?
Mm-hmm.
I
So
don't know too much about Mo3. Somebody just said something about what about Carol Green? What about Mo3 case? I don't know much about Mo3 case, but rest in peace to Mo3 and all the rest of the young men, our brothers that have succumbed to senseless street violence.
I think with
Hate.
Mo three, they got. I think they got two people, but like I said, I don't think it was about a girl. I think somebody wanted him gone, and it wasn't just about no girl.
Yeah, I just, the way they captured and had their phone, because usually I'm gonna tell you how still that pic was, that phone was, Tam. I don't know if you could think back to the footage that they showed of Takeoff. Remember how still that camera was? Like they would just zeroed in and focus just on him. Because
Hmm.
usually when it's drama and chaos going on, people can't keep their phones still. You know how shaky people phones be, and you
Yeah.
can't hardly see what's going on or follow what's going on because they damn phone be moving so much. But whoever was capturing that, they made sure that their phone was still, and right and had it focused and zeroed in right on him.
That's
I'm
a shame.
surprised somebody ain't popped seniors uh, peeled his scalp back yet. As much dirt as he's done out here, and I think he's lost a lot of his mojo. You know what I mean? I don't think people really, and we ain't heard nothing from his sons, have we?
Not at all. Especially not the other one, Jazz Prince.
Yeah, we ain't heard nothing from them boys, not a peep. Because that other one, honey, he was all on social media with all that bravado and tough wannabe gangster tough shit Tony acting. It was like, man, please. I haven't. They've been real low key, haven't they? So I wanted Jay Prince Senior and got some word that the feds investigating them, honey. You never know.
Because he was going live. I hadn't seen him going live in a long time. I hadn't been looking for it, but I had not seen it.
Oh, okay. Well, I just, to me, it just seemed like they've been mighty quiet.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
They
folks try
have.
to change their image and act like choir boys when they know the feds looking at them, right?
Yes, they do. And then too, you have to think about that mayor is getting ready to go if he ain't already gone. They might be in the process of transitioning, probably a new chief.
Hmm. Do you believe that the young man in Nipsey Hussle case acted alone? Because you know they had rumors out that Cowboy kind of had something to do with that. I don't know, but I thought Cowboy and Nipsey were pretty close. But you know, do you believe he acted alone with that?
Um, I don't know.
Mm.
The thing is, just pay attention. Each of these brothers was making changes that could affect big business and helping our people.
Yeah, that's true. Nipsey, Dolph, Mo3.
But you know
Uh,
what? As it relates to Nipsey, they said that Nipsey, there was some people that wanted Nipsey out the way. That's not hard to believe because
no,
Nipsey
it's
and,
not.
and, and Dolph kind of had the same winner's mind mentality as far as creating generational wealth and being independent. But I
Hmm.
find it weird though that that young man will walk up to him, and they claim that the conversation went that Nipsey called the young man a snitch
Snitch.
and told him he didn't want
Hmm.
him hanging around or something. You get that
Hmm.
offended that you go and shoot him and kill him? And they
Hmm.
said when Nipsey failed, the guy, because the guy walked off, and then Nipsey said something to him and said, "You got me." And that's when the guy turned around
And
and
unloaded.
hit him again. Because so, but why would he say that? You got me, as if he had been trying to get him. You see what I mean? I
Hmm.
found that weird.
I don't know. I've always felt like in order for you to go in like that, okay, somebody, so he called you a snitch, but it made you, I'm like you, it made you that mad. No, his actions almost spoke to me like he was paid a bag to do it,
Hmm.
right? Like he was the only one that could really get up on Nipsey like that, to even have a conversation like that. You know what I mean? Without
Hmm.
Nipsey being on guard, because I don't think Nipsey thought he would have went back and retrieved a weapon and came back and take his life.
Especially with all them dudes standing out there. Why would he go do that not knowing if them dudes was going to eliminate him? Nipsey was standing out there with quite a few people.
Black Barbie said Nipsey was working with Jay-Z and telling Jay-Z his ideas. You know, that's another thing. I always say when you making moves, and that's why I say Key Glock is smart. You know, when he don't want to disclose what all he's got working and whatever he's got coming down the pike, um, it's best to keep your thoughts to yourself. You can't really tell people what you're working on because everybody's not happy for you, right? Yes, too many haters out here. I believe you, Caramel Kimmy. He a snake. Yeah, I believe that. Hmm. And all these gatekeepers that's under him, because I think that Boozy, has been a gatekeeper. You got these gatekeepers out here that keep the little minions in line. And it's sad how you have to do something in order to get somewhere, and the moment you want to do it their way and do it your way, they want to take your life. It's crazy.
Says I think he worked alone. Gangbangers hate that word, and they was from the same set. So they from
Oh,
the
okay.
same set. I
Mm.
mean, it seemed like to me he would have jawed him, but if they from the same set, you just kill somebody from your set like that.
Yeah. Well, you know what, Tim? It kind of put me in the mind on your live. Y'all was talking about the young man that got hit, the one you were saying, rest in peace. And then Cypress said he had got a call about that and said it was his own homeboy that took him out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's sad. It's kind of like that, right? We from the same
Hmm.
set.
Yeah.
We know each other, but then, I didn't ate with you, drank with you, broke bread with you, and then you're going to take my life? Yeah, it's crazy. You can't trust nobody, really, to be honest with you.
I'm telling you, especially because these folks got, somebody was saying it was either Cypress or Player Code. They said this is the season of the era of the slimed out era.
Yeah,
Where
backdoor,
they take pride in sliming out their own. Hell, that folks now talk about that. They'll take, if I see my cousin with an op, I'll take my cousin or my brother out. These folks crazy as hell.
well, look what YNW Melly did to his homeboys, right?
Mm-hmm.
Look what they did. These are they were friends. The two he took out, them boys, they were all friends. Tam, that's what make it's so horrible. It's a young man here, two of them that's locked up, that robbed the armored car, killed the female guard, and because it was four of them in on the hit, right? And then when they left the scene of the armored car hit and didn't get anything, they went and drove somewhere, and then he popped him and his partner. They popped the two that was in on the hit, and they was all friends from the same set.
Oh my
So yeah, season of the back door and slime is always open.
God. So they popped him so they wouldn't have to pay him?
They got into it, I guess, maybe about, I think it was a feud about, now it's turned into the M word, right? Because you didn't have to take that lady out. So, and then, whatever they were feuding about, don't nobody really know but them. But they got into an altercation, the four friends, and then the lead, the main guy, I guess the brains of the operation, he popped two of the hit guys, or the ones they was doing the lick with, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they all was from the same set, grew up friends and all of this. So yeah, it's sad. I've gotten to the point where I just want to ride solo dolo because I don't trust nobody. Not like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I definitely don't want no new friends. Because you can't come to my house. You can't none of that.
They
Right?
be scoping your house out, and then they'll get mad at you. Who she thinks she is? Her house nice. I will kill that bee. She thinks
Hmm.
she thinks she got something. She think her house nice. So, like I was saying earlier, when I was talking about my dad, and it was not bragging about my dad. It was I felt like it was honoring my dad for being such a great father. And I was talking about how you had people jumping up on men instead of trying to be great fathers to their own kids, like jumping up on their platforms, mad, talking about how she think her dad is something. Supposed to be me and a bunch of damn sissies.
Well, your daddy is something, and you're supposed to brag on your daddy. You know, uh, any child that had a bond and a wonderful relationship, anybody that hates somebody that brags on their parent is a person that never had a relationship with their own parents, right?
Mm-hmm.
They didn't probably have a daddy in their life. So, some people can't stand to see somebody uh, loving a parent because they probably come from a broken home themselves. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, people don't be trying, girl. People don't be feeling that. All I can hear is about her daddy, and a lot of that just be self hate because they daddy wasn't in their life.
Mm-hmm. And they ain't in their damn kids' life. Hell.
Anytime somebody can ask you, because I've been asked, oh, you grew up with both your parents? Like that's such an odd thing. I'm like, yeah, didn't you? No, I don't even know who my daddy is. But see, I come from a different generation, a different era. This generation and some other eras, a lot of these people come from broken homes and don't know who their daddy is, or
And they don't
mama gave them up, or whatever.
and they don't know anything about having any stability because they don't even know that what a lot of them don't even know what a two-parent household is. Here, a lot of them because they got all them. Their mama had a whole bunch of kids. They ain't never even seen a man around because the men never stayed around. So here, a lot of them in their damn 30s and 40s and didn't know with their old no good asses that it took a man and a damn woman to cohabitate to make a damn child here. Cause they ain't never seen their mama with a damn man, never seen their damn daddy either. Hell.
Hmm. Yeah. That's why I said, and I think about like this young lady, uh, the celebrity Chris, what's her name? Chris Rock and
Mhm.
Blueface. I look at them. Now y'all did all these damn shenanigans before she got pregnant. Y'all was loving each other, beating on each other, acting like y'all couldn't live with each other. And as soon as she had his baby, uh, it's looking like he's back with his other baby mama, right? But you didn't beat this girl, knocked her teeth out, and all this stuff, and disfigured her. And now you want to move on and be with somebody else after you done dogged this girl out. But I just hate that these people or these young girls think that a baby gonna keep a man. You know, these babies don't keep a man, and my
It
personal
runs
opinion,
them
I just
off.
felt like she
Yeah,
shouldn't have never had no baby for him.
it runs them off because they don't want no
Yeah,
responsibility.
yeah, she shouldn't have never had no baby for Blueface because he never treated you right as a woman. What makes you think he gonna treat you better as the mother of his child? I mean, that's just my opinion.
A lot of times, women, some people might say, "Well, she did that to try to get money." No, I think she did that hoping he would treat her better, but that don't make him treat you better.
Yeah,
That
they be
really
thinking
is.
the baby gonna change him. No, an abusive man is an abusive man.
Nothing changes them.
Yeah, nothing changes an abuser ever, but death. The only time an abuser stop abusing is when they die.
And a lot of them need to, especially self.
You got that right.
They said the actions are very extreme for things that are not serious.
Hey, Joy, girl, you got the whole country up.
I know it. We've been up since 4 o'clock, and I didn't. I thought I was like, well, maybe it's gonna be like maybe 3 or 4 people, maybe 5 up at 4 o'clock in the morning. And then when I started seeing the numbers jump, I was like, wow, I didn't know people even get up this early. Thank you, Andre Juice Woods.
Thank you, Andre. So that's why I say these girls better stop having babies for somebody that's already disrespecting you. Because if they disrespecting you, uh, I just can't see an abuser having real love for a baby, for their own seed. And these kids get stuck in between these abusive relationships. They get mistreated. I saw a clip of how Blueface's son was acting out in the shoe store. You know what I mean? Like he didn't want Blueface touching him or none of that because see, these kids get older and kids are smart and kids are like sponges and they have a sixth sense. They can sense when things are wrong. Even a baby can sense danger,
Yes, indeed.
that energy. You know what I mean?
That's the reason why they start hollering and crying when they look at some people.
Yeah. And when you have evil intentions and your energy is off, babies can sense that. Hell, even animals can sense when your energy is off.
Hmm.
Yeah. And I don't understand for the life of me why us humans can't sense when the energy is off. Some people are just glutton for punishment.
Yes, indeed. They pain freaks.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't get it. We have to really use that sixth sense that God gave us, what they call the third eye, or whatever
Hmm.
you want to call it. We have to really incorporate that into our daily lives and stop uh, putting ourselves in the company of people that don't mean us any good.
People will
You
mess
know,
your life up. And when you see people and they have not done anything for themselves, it's just like when people sit up and talk about co-signing for folks. It's one thing if the person does not have any credit. That's why I say a lot of people are just pain freaks. Okay, if I know I could trust that person, let's just say if my daughters didn't have no credit, they might need a co-signer. Okay, that's a person that's responsible. I'm sorry, but it have to be my daughter, my mama, my sister,
mm-hmm.
right? Okay, but a person needing you to co-sign for them because they done fucked up their own credit. You a pain freak. They didn't take care of their own credit, And so you're going to go and co-sign for them so that they can mess up your credit. If they don't pay their own bills, you think they're going to pay a bill you co-signing for? No. So it goes back to, if people don't take care or care about themselves, why would you? The most dangerous person you could ever affiliate with is a person who say all the time, I don't give a damn. I don't even care about myself. I don't care. No, they don't care. They ain't got nothing. Ain't never had nothing to lose, but they'll help you to lose everything.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Preach. Tam, you know that for a fact because you've told me that a person that don't care about anything and don't have anything to lose is a dangerous person.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm gonna tell you something. For some of these people, honey, going to prison for 50 years, especially if they up in age, to them that's the retirement home.
Mm-hmm.
Hell, they get 3 square meals, a free bed, free roof over their head. You know, for some of these clowns, that's their mentality. That's a retirement home for them. Cause see, they've been out here scuffling on the street, you know, begging for a hot meal, a place to lay their head. I hear stories here in the city where, you know, you got homeless people that act a damn fool purposely so they can go to jail and get warm, and especially in the winter months, girl, get warm. Me and this police officer, we talk here all the time over this way. And girl, some of the stories he tell me, he said, yeah, you know, I just left a call where, you know, the guy wanted us to lock him up so bad. I said, yeah, because it's 20 degrees out here and he want to go somewhere and get him a hot cot and a hot meal, you know. But it's sad, you know, because I tell you one thing, being a gangbanger and a criminal has no 401k. It does not have a retirement plan. And if you out here trapping and hustling, you better be putting some rainy day money to the side, right? Because if you don't, when you get up in age, you can't go collect Social Security or no retirement benefits. You can't collect nothing. So yeah, that's why I say, you know, for a lot of them, they be crashing out and they be sliding through because they don't have anything in life. They haven't done anything with their life. And whatever, like this one we talk about, whatever they sunk their claws into, that's all they got. So if they lose that, they don't have anything, right?
Nothing at all. And because they are so uncouth, they don't even know how to hold on to something that could really be a blessing for them.
Yeah, because you know, a lot of them have the gift of gab. They really do. They
Mm-hmm.
really have. And I look at a couple of them that just do their content, right? They ain't trolling nobody. They don't bother nobody. Uh, they want to be good at what they do. They recognize that they ain't never, you know, did too much positive in their life. And if they've done anything negative in their lifetime when they were younger, and now that they're getting older, they starting to see the forest for the trees. I mean, yeah, they starting to see life with different eyes, different set of eyes. So they want to be able to provide generational wealth or do something positive. Those are the ones you don't see bothering nobody on the net, right? The only
Mm-hmm.
time you'll see them do a rebuttal is if somebody really trying to comfort them. And I'm gonna tell you something. I have actually seen a female blogger go after a male blogger with a huge platform. He ain't never thought about her. He's never mentioned her. Actually, she did it to 2 big name uh, male bloggers to get their attention and to disrupt their peace. See, when you got people like that that are energy vampires
Mm-hmm.
seeking your attention and trying to throw your energy off because they need your attention, or somebody then told them to go troll you, you know. And I liked how the brothers played it. One of them addressed her and the other one didn't never address her. And one that never addressed her, she never mentioned him again, right? Because she didn't get his attention, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure he saw what she said, but you know, I guess he figured, you know, you too small fry for me to be, you know, and he kept right on with his content. And it's a shame that people don't want to see you win, and that people can be sent out to go troll somebody that's bigger than them. It's crazy.
It is. It says contact. He said, "Hey fam, My 6th grandbaby is on the way as we speak. Congratulations, natural born queen.
Ooh, congratulations, lady. 6 grandbabies. Ooh, you're gonna be buying a whole lot of Christmas presents.
I know.
To these kids now sophisticated. These kids sophisticated, honey. They're already telling you they want $300-400 gifts.
Yeah, they be
Especially,
on these games.
yeah, these consoles, game consoles, honey. Now I know it's some money in being a gamer, but you know, at 7, 8 years old, you're a long way off from being a gamer. I understand we have to cultivate our kids' talents, you know, whatever they talented in. But it's like, hell, you're gonna have to wait on financial aid to get you cultivated, because and these be little kids, girl, 8, 9, they know all about these expensive gifts and games and all this stuff.
Mm-hmm. He says most people in this world operates from carnal mind instead of being living and being led by the Spirit of God. I agree.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. All right, y'all. We've been on here almost 3 hours. I'm gonna get off.
Tim got one eye closed. She
I
ready to
know.
go back to bed.
Yeah, I had to get on and talk about that. Like I said, for those that just came in, I know they're gonna rewind it, but I woke up out of my dream. I walked into a room, so we must have been in a house, and young Dolph was standing at the end of the bed at packing, and he never looked up at me or anything. I said, "You get ready to go," and he said, "Not yet, but I'm almost finished." He was packing the stuff, and then my dad said, when I woke up out of my dream, my dad said, um, something about don't Gal, get back to work, Gal. You always stopping.
Mm.
So that woke me up out of my dream. When I woke up out of my dream, I was like, wow, it's imminent. You know what I mean? It's imminent to see him standing at the end of that bed packing. And I thought about the dream that I had in January where he was down by City Hall, and to see him packing it. But he said, not yet, you know, but he
So it's
almost,
like he about to ready to make his transition.
yeah, he about ready to make his transition. He
Mm-hmm.
never
Mm, that
looked
give
up
me
at,
chills.
he never looked up at me though. He was constantly packing,
Ooh, Lord, that give me chills.
but he did say, not yet, but I'm almost finished.
Mm, mm, mm. Well, you know, like I said, dreams can be very, very enlightening, especially when they come true, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm. I tell you, it's something because, like I said, when I dreamed about him, it was back in January, the very first time, and he was standing up there. He said, "I got ready to walk away." He said, "Come back. Don't think because I ain't been down there with y'all that I don't want to be down there with y'all." And he started talking about. He said, "But I've been working." And he started talking about. I can't remember what he said he was doing, but he was. It was like he was standing there, and he was had his door open. He was standing inside of his door of his car, and he was talking about all the things, all the work that he had been doing. And like I said, it made me feel like he well, we know he is. He out here, working on justice as it, and we know God is working on it too, but his spirit still lingered on because he was right there in front of City Hall, and his car was the way his car was sitting, because he was not on the street. He was right at the door of City Hall, and his car was positioned whereas it was facing north, which is north of City Hall. On the side of City Hall, facing north, is the FBI building, the federal building.
Mm, mm, mm. Well, in closing, I'm gonna hop off so you can give your final commentary. But like I told you, Tim, um, God needs a clear path to do his work, and he's going to definitely do what he has to do for Dolph's family simply because of the type of man that Dolph was. See, Dolph wasn't out here uh, taking lives, and because he could have took a lot of lives when they tried to take his. So
Because he
God,
had the money to do it, just like Gotti got the
hmm
money. He had the money to do it too.
hmm God shook the earth that night that Dolph passed away. And I think that's just a clear indication of what's to come, right? Because he's going to shake their world up. And as you say, pride comes before the fall, right? That's biblical. Um, and I think that this whole case for Dolph, especially, and not just Dolph, I think it's a couple of young people that we talked about tonight, young men, that I think God is going to shake things up for these people because they have gotten themselves to another plateau where they think that they're bigger than God. They think that they are God. So God is a jealous God, right? You will
Yes,
not love a man more than you love me, right? God is a jealous God. We're supposed to love God more than we love ourselves. So these people have put themselves in a God-like position, and they really ultimately feel like they have dominion and reign over everything. But God is going to show them different. And I do believe that Dolph is going to get justice in totality and not just Dolph. And I think there are other cases that God is going to give these families justice. And on that note, baby girl, I love you. I'm going to hop down and let you do your final comments. And to everybody in the chat family, have a happy Sunday. And maybe we'll talk later on if Tam gets back on. If not, we will talk sometime this week. Okay.
all right. Thank you. I love you too. Thanks for
Okay,
coming up.
baby. Okay.
All right. I appreciate you guys getting on. Like I said, when I woke up out of my dream, I didn't expect for so many people to be up. I woke up out of my dream, and like I said, the last thing I heard was my dad's voice. And I what I find is because my dad had not been visiting me often, but it seems like he has, like, been, and lately, and I find myself when that happens, I don't know why, like, it's like when I hear my dad's voice in my dream, it's like I jump up out of my dream chasing it. You know what I mean? How you chase something. When I hear him talking to me in my dream, I wake up, jump up, trying to chase it. You know what I mean? But it ultimately wakes me up out of my dream because I remember maybe a few weeks back I was dreaming about my dad, and I ended up waking up out of my dream, turning over, and I was so mad because I was like, dog, that dream seemed so real. I didn't even want to wake up out of that dream, right? But I jumped up out of my dream. That's why I got on chasing my dad's voice, it seems like. But in that same dream, I saw young Dolph um standing at the end of that bed packing. And that's another time that God has given me a dream about young Dolph. And like I said before, my dreams are always very profound. I've always been gifted in dreams, and it could be too, because I was told a few weeks back, and I know I put that into my members, that by a credible source, that there's supposed to be some stuff happening in November. I don't know when in November. But I was told that. So the things that they've told me in the past has happened. So I don't see why it wouldn't happen now. Even if it don't happen in November, it's gonna happen. Okay. Because this same person had told me about quit. And I think I said last year that somebody was supposed to be indicted, and I was talking about quit and in like August, and I don't think quit was indicted until September, October. So uh they it was some more stuff that they had to do before that happened. But yeah, so I think Young Dolph's case run deep, and as I was saying before, it's not just about young Dolph. It's about the future young Dolphs. And when I say that, that's people that young who God is going to raise up, especially in the demonic industry, entertainment industry, that God gives the same spirit that young Dolph has, and people won't feel comfortable enough to to just take them out, you know. And I hope that even when a lot of these young dudes, because they're not giving them what they should have, they are really just raking them over the coals as far as like, um, they have all of this talent and stuff, and they're not making the money that they should. And so it leaves them out there to do illegal things. And although they should know better, but I get to thinking I hope that they have a Judah experience. And when I think about the Judah experience, I think about Rachel and Leah, where Rachel and Leah were two sisters that both loved Jacob. And Jacob ended up marrying Leah first, but he never loved her. He always loved Rachel. And I think about all of the children that Leah had for Jacob, hoping that it would make him love her, and he never did. He always loved Rachel because Leah's father kind of tricked him into marrying Leah, right? And so uh, Judah was the last son that she had. And Leah says, Judah meant, this time will I praise the Lord. And so I hope that these young men, when God gives them a talent, God says that the gifts come without repentance. If God gives them a talent, if they have a Judah experience, meaning if they praise God no matter what, and decide that they're going to do right, their gifts will make room for them. And if they stop allowing these people to mislead them, and the parents start raising them up and instilling values in them, okay, then when a young Dolph is raised up, they don't just use them to take them out. If they have gifts, it'll make room for them, and they can help to teach them the music industry. Because trust me, one of the reasons that young Dolph was taken out was because they didn't want him opening the eyes of a lot of these young dudes that they're taking advantage of right now. So my prayer is, and I put this into the atmosphere, that a lot of these young men, and my mama texted me right now, talk about you getting ready for church. So I got to go to church with a nappy hand and all, child. But this time will I praise the Lord. And I hope that spirit, we come into agreement on that spirit, so that these young dudes can have an epiphany, even if they don't have the right guidance, whatever that they have taught, because regardless of whether they have the right guidance or not, people know right from wrong. And hopefully they'll choose right and allow their gifts to make room for them. And God will send somebody that has the same spirit as young Dolph, with a winner's mind, that's not going to get them caught up in slave deals, but truly teach them the industry. And if they have a Judah experience, if they truly have a true Judah experience and choose to praise the Lord no matter what, then what they can do is come together and put their winners' minds together, because it's strength in numbers, and they can overthrow the government as it relates to what goes on inside of that music industry, when they're having to compromise their manhood, compromise their lives, and not want something so bad where you're willing to do anything, and they're ultimately messing their lives up. Because when I tell you that the music industry is getting and creating generational wealth off of the lives of these young Black men, you better believe it, with these insurance policies. And what really bothers me is that you have a lot of Black men like Yo Gotti and all of them, who are record execs, who have gotten in good with the Jay-Z's or whatever. They feel like that they can trust. They don't pull them in unless they feel like they can trust them to continuously destroy, cheat, and annihilate, and commit genocide within their very own community, because they care about nothing but themselves. It's about me and mine, and damn everybody else. But if these young men have a Judah experience, and they choose to praise God and to worship God and not the devil, no matter what'll happen is God will make Pharaoh let his people go. Because I've been saying that on my TV show for like the last 6 or 7 years, that I have been hearing in my spirit what God is saying: Pharaoh, let my people go. Okay. And when it's all said and done, I don't care how big Pharaoh is, how powerful Pharaoh think he is, there is still an all-powerful God that created all things. Okay. And so all people have to do is come into agreement on the right things. See, people are coming into agreement on their jealousy. I'm jealous of her. We all gonna get together. They getting together, digging graves that they ultimately fall in, because you can't touch a person that is devil proof. And when I say I'm devil proof, that means that I am protected by the Almighty God. I had a grandmother and ancestors who I never knew who sealed prayers in heaven, and all of us did, because it's a lot of people that should be dead right now, but they still alive because they living on the grace that their ancestors, okay, the prayers that they sealed in heaven before they was ever even thought of. But if these people have a Judah, if these kids have, these young men and women have a Judah experience and realize how powerful they are, they can come together. And when God raises up another young Dolph, okay, they'll take the knowledge and run with it instead of getting jealous and taking them out. They'll take the knowledge and run with it. And then that's when we'll start seeing generational wealth and all of that created in the Black community. No Black person should ever be allowing anybody, since everybody always holler about the atrocities of our people. And we have had atrocities about how what people are doing to our generations and our people. No Black person should be taking money from anybody to destroy anybody, right? Especially killing somebody as important as a young Dolph, because he truly learned the recipe. He wasn't tying these young dudes up in those slave deals. He was talking about generational wealth. Look at Key Glock. Key Glock, he schooled Key Glock so good. Key Glock able to, he probably got more money than a lot of these people who call themselves bosses, which is why he was a threat to them. Okay. And they was wanting to take him out. That's why when people jump up on my page and say, well, you know, Key Glock had something to do with it, I said, Key Glock ain't had a damn thing to do with that, because as soon as they killed young Dolph, they was after him too. Okay. And they still want to get him. Okay. They just know it ain't conducive to their livelihoods at this point. And they already know that they'll be probably, when it's all said and done, a lot of these people that took young Dolph out going to be looking at the death penalty because of other things that they did, right? And so my prayer is, right, that they have, I put the Judah, okay, experience into the atmosphere. And no matter what, regardless to what they've gone to and through in the past, because we've all gone through stuff in the past. We all go through stuff all the time. Somebody sent me a message talking about, you know, this vlogger and his subscribers was laughing at you because you was crying earlier today. He said, yeah, don't nobody mess with us. I said, I wasn't crying about him. I wasn't crying about him. He could never make me cry. You know why I was crying? Because I miss my daddy. Okay. He ain't got that kind of power. I don't care nothing about him. I miss my daddy. That's why I was crying. Okay. Because I love my daddy. I miss it. My daddy was a good man. Okay. And I was fortunate enough to experience the love of a father who was a success in our lives. Okay. So I was blessed, and God gave me 40 something years with that. And I know we ain't here to stay, but every time I think about it, I go, dog, God, why couldn't you just give me at least 20 more years with him? Okay. But no devil in hell intercepted that. You know why? You know why my daddy gone? Okay, devils. He gone because everybody has an expiration date. Because God is a just God. What did he say? All humans must die. Okay. We just passing through here. That's the reason why I tell people, don't get caught up. And I have to tell myself that too. Don't get caught up in this junk. We're here on an experience. Live your best life. Okay. Live your best life. Change lives. Do whatever it is that you're supposed to do, because we're here on a journey. Fulfill your journey and then die empty. And when I say die empty, I'm getting like my friend Gerald Stewart now. When you die empty, that means you have used every gift that God has put on the inside of you. And using your gift ain't digging graves for other people. Using your gift, how can you use a gift when you sitting up studying somebody else, trying to be somebody else, or you being jealous of somebody else? I might be a lot of things, but one thing I ain't and will never be is jealous. Okay. I like the way God made me, and I understand if it's something that I want, I can use this winner's mind that I got to go get it. That's the reason why I say I ain't messed up about no money my dad that left me. I'd rather have my daddy, okay? Because I was born with a winner's mind, okay? And because I had great parents, they helped me to mature this winner's mind so that I can create any life that I want. That's the reason why I say no devil in hell, no matter how many ditches they did, could ever stop you. When people say, well, you know, people just throwing blocking, when they was deleting my videos, somebody done hacked into my stuff right now. I see they've been deleting my subscribers. Somebody's so worried about my subscribers, it don't make no sense. But I already know that there's an end result coming real soon, okay? There's an end result to this, and it makes me want to dance because hey, their jealousy has led them straight to the jailhouse, right? And so that's when people say, well, you know, when they was deleting your stuff, girl, I don't know how you went through with it. I said, because I got a purpose. I came back to YouTube for a purpose, not for the money. These folks, a lot of these folks that's doing this, they ain't got a damn thing going on. This is all they got. But when you got purpose, can't nobody run you from your purpose. When you doing it for the money, they thought they was hurting me. They was sitting on sprung, looking like they be dead in a day, grinning. Yeah, we deleted her videos. I bet she hates, she messed with me. Looked like they was gonna die of a drug overdose at any day. But because I was here on purpose, they couldn't stop me. I came right back. I said, okay, well, we get ready to do another video today. They here for the money because this is all they got. I'm here for the purpose. Okay. And when you on a purpose, no devil in hell can stop you. What they did was they created bad karma for themselves. And I'm sitting back watching them, knowing that there's an appointed time for their expiration date. Okay. There's been an appointed time for their expiration date as it relates to their evilness. And guess what? I'm going to still be right here on purpose. Okay? Because there's a difference in a person that's on purpose and a person that's driven by money. Okay? That's the difference. We different. We ain't the same. Okay? We ain't the same. And because I'm here on purpose, everything I do has a purpose. Guess what? Money follows me. Okay? Money follows me. All right. So that's the difference between me and a whole lot of other people. They can get on here, and that's the reason why I ain't in no sectors. Okay. I don't be in no cliques. I'm a one-woman show. Okay. I'm a one-woman show. And my subscribers, okay, me and my subscribers, okay. And I don't tell my subscribers, well, I don't want you doing this because I don't have a possessiveness, because I understand whatever it is that's for me. A devil in hell can't stop it. My mama told me the other day, I got to say this. She said, I was sitting, we was having prayer. Sometimes she has like a little Bible study at her house. She said, and I was telling them about your, she said, I decided to log in. And she said, I said, oh my gosh. She said, all I could hear was, and it was the other night when I was on my other channel, when they sent that person over there talking about, yeah, we got the green light, you know, but that was another vlogger to hurt women. And I knew it was another vlogger because somebody sent me a video saying, look at how this vlogger is gloating. You know, you sick when you so jealous hearted of another woman that you want to see, you would be happy if somebody do something to him because you don't want to see him shine. Right. The same thing they did to Young Dolph. And she said, all I could hear was you cussing. And she said, then I could hear the stress in your voice. And all I could do was start praying. And I said, when she said that, I went back and I looked at that video and I was like, dog, when that person came in, they sure made me bad. But all of a sudden, I had a calmness to come over me. And I said, that person ain't gonna get the shine in here. I said, you ain't get ready to get the shine in here. I told my moderator to start blocking everybody. I didn't know that my mama was in the background, had logged in and started going up into the spiritual realm in tongues and started praying them devils away. I noticed no other troll came in there, and all of a sudden we just started laughing and having fun. And I said, we ain't getting ready to entertain no trolls, but that's what the power of prayer does. Okay. And that's why I say you have to be very careful about people that you come up against, because you don't know what type of prayers they got around them. It's a lot of people having strokes and heart attacks and stuff right now. Okay, having they overdosing on drugs right now because they refuse to leave certain people alone. They put their mouth on the wrong people. You have to be very careful about who you come up against, because everybody, especially when they favor, when you come up against them, you don't recover. Okay. So that's why I say, y'all, when I start, and I'm gonna go ahead and land this plane, because I have been saying I'm gonna get off. Y'all know I can go into, y'all know how I am. I'll start going and going into it, but getting into it and keep going. But I really do appreciate you guys, and when God starts giving me dreams, it's just certain ones when I wake, when I know, I'm like, God, I know you get ready to do something, but I had already been told, and it's like it's imminent. And I want you guys, to those who truly want to see justice for young Dolph, I don't want you guys to get anxious or ever feel like that he's not going to get justice, because people are giving you an urgency, about, well, why this ain't happening, why that ain't happening. Investigations have always taken time. They got some other people. They already got some other people, and it's not like we ain't seen it. And so then what they'll say is, well, then how come y'all don't how come they won't put out the video? When have they ever done that? Why would they put out the video and the trial has not started? Well, because some people are just sick. They actually want to see young Dolph being killed, right? And so what they want to do is they want to get a person that's weak enough to go down there to the FBI building or the police department and cause a scene. Okay, talking about, let us see that video, something that's going to get them sent to jail. Okay, they want to get people riled up so bad that they get somebody that's crazy enough to run over there in that cookie shop and kill somebody. Okay, they want to get somebody riled up so bad that because a lot of them are working for the people that did this to young Dolph anyways, that they run up to one of those concerts that Key Glock and them have and start spraying and shooting them in the crowd and say it's all in the name of young Dolph. That's how sadistic a lot of these people are on here are. Okay, and that's the reason why I say you have to keep on the armor of God. And even if you do have a mental weakness or whatever, pray and God to keep your mind strong. Pray for God to keep sick people away from around you, because the enemy comes to steal, kill, and destroy. And he's definitely on YouTube using people to see whoever that they can devour. And always remember that, okay? And so that's the reason why I said I ain't going nowhere, because YouTube don't pay my bills, okay? I don't care how many subscribers y'all delete, your days are numbered anyway. Just keep on deleting them, child. Because if we could have, you could delete them all the way back down to 25. Guess what? YouTube don't pay a damn bill I got, and in the end, you're not gonna even be on here. The people that's doing it, because there's an appointed date for their expiration, and you better you could take that check to the bank, and I bet you it's gonna cash. Okay. But anyways, you guys, I want you guys to please like, share, and subscribe. I want you guys to know that I do love you. I do appreciate you guys for supporting my channel so much. My mama, I gotta go to church, so I'm getting ready to take my shower, child, and go on and pull my church clothes on out so I can go to church and all with my hair in a ponytail, okay, in an afro ponytail, because I'm all natural, okay. But I want you guys to know that I love you. I appreciate you. Have a happy Sunday. Enjoy your family, okay. I'll speak with you later.